Shut up and sit down.
Welcome, everybody, to the 3POA podcast, episode 90. Getting close to episode 100. Big celebration coming. I am your host, Laserpants, also known as Ryan. I am joined tonight by the man with the nice T-square, nice sharp razor, some paint, making the best dials in the business. Duarte Studios. What's going on, Duarte? With the sunglasses. You are inside wearing sunglasses.
I wear my sunglasses at night.
Because the sun shines on you 24 hours a day?
7 days a week.
Damn.
Yeah, you know, all the podcasts I've been on, I feel like my retinas are like burnt. So like I don't want to go blind. So like Saturday, end of the weekend, the last show, gotta protect the irises.
You have been doing like the podcast circuit this past week, 2 weeks.
I'm trying, man. I'm like the Usain Bolt of the diorama world, you know?
You got a lot going on.
Oh yeah.
It's a nice nice little tree you got there behind you. I like that.
You like my trees?
It's a nice veiny tree. It's very good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you appreciating my veins.
You are only the first guest tonight. We have another very special guest. He is the originator of action figure toxicity on YouTube. It's the man, Anthony's Customs. Welcome, Anthony, to the show.
Thanks for having me back on.
I got to be sure you guys can hear the music, right?
Yeah.
I heard the music this time, yes. Finally.
Real
I did it this
themey.
time. I did it this time. I was
You
prepared.
did it.
I like
Thank
it.
you.
I don't know if you guys have heard, but there's this company called Hasbro, and they put up this action figure for pre-order called Maximum Series Spider-Man. Have you? No one's really talking about it on YouTube at all.
No, it's not a big topic, I don't think.
I mean, I just kind of wanted to dive into it and kind of dissect it and tear it apart.
I just, as a not really Hasbro collector, you know, I just looked at some pictures and I'm just wondering, like, isn't it really just like the same thing with a little better neck articulation, honestly? I mean, I don't collect, I don't have them. So
you're the guy that's like your high-end, high-dollar Mezco, Four Horsemen, Savage Crucible, right? You know, I mean, you wear sunglasses inside.
Yeah, like Corey Hart, bro.
Like Corey Feldman.
I do. I'm a sucker for some of the Mezco stuff. I am. It's true.
Yeah.
I love my third-party stuff, definitely.
Well, people are probably wondering, well, why do you have Duarte Studios on tonight when you're talking about something he doesn't even collect? And the answer is you asked to come on like 2 weeks ago, and I said, sure, come on. And then this whole Maximum Spider-Man thing happened, and well, you're here.
I mean, listen, I do have some G.I. Joes, right? Like I have that kind of Hasbro stuff. But honestly, I think it's even funnier for me as someone who's just not a Spider-Man fan at all, period. I don't collect any Spider-Man anything. And
All right, we should move on from I'm kidding. Go ahead. I'm just kidding. It's okay not to be a Spider-Man fan. It's like one of my favorite Marvel characters.
No, listen,
That's okay.
I'm not knocking Spider-Man or the fans or the fan base or any of that shit. What I'm saying is, for the first time, I feel like I stand out, because normally I end up always liking the expensive stuff or the stuff that I can't afford. And it's not because it's expensive, because if I knew the price first, I might dislike it. But I end up picking the stuff that ends up being expensive. So in this case, everyone's losing their shit over a figure that I could give two shits about, because Spider-Man, I feel like, has been so watered down and he's everywhere that, like, what's the best Spider-Man? Like, I think that list is long, right? So I don't know. It doesn't do anything for me. Maybe if it was like a Deadpool or like a Spawn, I'd have an opinion on, right? But like Spider-Man, for me personally, whatever. This is all entertainment.
Yeah. I mean, Anthony, you on the flip side, I think one of the first videos I ever saw on your channel was your Spider-Man collection video, which was, I think, over a decade ago. And you go through your collection of, there's, I think it was mostly Toy Biz and then Hasbro Spider-Man figures. It was years ago, but I mean, you're a pretty big Spider-Man fan.
I am a Spider-Man fan. I wouldn't say I'm like, I don't like the comics. Does that make sense? I don't think it makes sense to a lot of people who like the comics. I hate the way the stories have gotten so convoluted with the Spider-Verse and all that kind of stuff and the 1,000 different Spider-Mans. I don't like any of that, but I like the character and most of the mainline characters. But the Spider-Man collection is really, if I'm being honest, like, I'd have them, at least some either way. But back then and up till recently, I was just buying every Marvel Legends figure to review them. And so I had all of them.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have that. Like, I'm not into Spider-Man in that kind of way. But yeah, I'm a Spider-Man fan in the general sense.
I think it's more common than not that people our age got into Spider-Man through the cartoon and the movies.
Yes.
And maybe they've never even read a comic. I mean, which is fine. That's, you can be a fan of Spider-Man, cartoons and movies and stuff. And
Right.
I'm kind of all encompassing. I do like Spider-Man comics. I agree with you. Incredibly convoluted. The first storyline that comes to mind is the Clone Saga from the 90s, where it went back and forth who was the real Peter Parker. It was a mess, but weirdly still nostalgic for a lot of the designs from that story. And I have like every Ben Reilly figure made.
Yeah, I love the Ben Reilly design for sure.
Yeah.
Like, they have tons of cool designs, and you're right, I did get into it because of the animated series, and I have never read a full comic of any variety. So just to put that out there, I read about the stories and I like the character designs, but I'm not like into comics at all. I can leave now if you
All right,
like.
no, that I don't care. Do you like watching comic videos on YouTube, like Comic Historian and Comic? They just kind of read you the whole story. They give you the outline and show the pictures.
I didn't even know those existed. No, I have like the Marvel encyclopedias, and I've done like, for the characters that are interesting, like, I know from the cartoons and things, I read about their storylines and stuff like that, but I'm not into comics that much. Or comic characters even. Like, I like the usuals, but I'm a video game guy mostly.
Yeah.
So.
Right on. Okay, well, Maximum Spider-Man, a new offering from Marvel. I covered it on this channel already, but they teased it and then went 3-4 weeks without dropping the price.
Mm-hmm.
They actually did it in Instagram comments. That was the first official price reveal from Hasbro. People were asking, "What's the price, Hasbro? Tell us the price." And they finally said $49.99.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my god, the regular price of Marvel Legends is $25, so it's double the price, right?
Yep.
They are justifying that. I should have had a picture pulled up. In fact, I'll do that. They're justifying it by packing in a whole bunch of accessories, which a lot of us ask for. We want all the hands for Spider-Man. We want unmasked head, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe battle damaged head sculpt. And so I'm on record in the past saying, why don't they just do an expensive Marvel Legend where they pack everything in?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I was saying $50 Marvel Legends.
50's nuts. It's nuts.
Yeah.
50's cheap, bro. It's cheap. That's half of a, cloth good figure,
Well, let me ask you this, man. A lot of people compare this to the Mafex Mafex or an SH Figure Arts Spider-Man, which everyone like says, oh, well, a Mafex and an SH Figure Arts is $100 each. That's an exaggeration. They may be getting there, maybe at some point soon, but you can go on Plaza Japan right now and pick up Mafex Spider-Man for $55.
Yep.
And then shipping to me was $15. So $70 for an import.
I mean, listen, like a lot of people have said, right? They don't have this figure in hand. Like, what if you get the figure and it's buttery smooth, just like a Mafex or an SHF, right? Then does it merit that price? I mean, I don't know. I'm playing devil's advocate. I got no skin in the game here, so I'm just, asking the questions.
Anthony, we've been collecting Marvel Legends for 20 years, probably. At least I have.
Yeah.
They don't construct the joints anything like an import figure.
Nope. It's impossible for a Marvel Legends figure, unless it's entirely different than what they've been doing ever, including the most recent thing, to be anything like an import figure. The plastic's different, the joints are different, the paints are different.
Didn't they say it was new tooling?
They said it's brand new sculpt, which whoop-de-doo, like half the figures should be anyway, and all the movie ones are. So that means
every company does that though. Like new sculpts is what you do when you're putting new products out. So
yeah, that's crazy. And then they said it's a new system of articulation. I'm thinking system, that means all of it. What's new? Literally none of it. None of it. They've used every single joint on that figure on a different figure before at some point. It's not new. I mean, it's not new in terms of concept, so I don't know what they're talking about, other than they're just lying. That's all there is.
Yeah,
big companies don't lie, bro. They don't lie.
We should trust them. It's on the internet too,
so it's definitely true
for sure. Yeah.
Now, during their live stream, the big selling point was like the articulation. Guys, there's new articulation, which it is one new joint, which Classified does on every figure. It's that lower neck joint. And I think we've seen it in Marvel Legends as well.
We have.
Yeah. So there's nothing new or revolutionary on this figure. It is just a Marvel Legend with a bunch more stuff in the box.
Yeah. You know what it is? Is they paired that neck joint with a toe joint. And so now it's a new system. It's a new system. That's what it is. I can't believe they use the word system. They use the word system on a figure that is all old.
I've got a handful of Marvel Legends Spider-Mans over there with toe joints.
Yeah, but they don't have the neck with the toe. They don't have that neck with the toe. So yeah, there you go.
Fantastic.
Double the price, man. Double the price.
Makes sense. The maths.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I gotta be honest, bro. Like, maybe it is a Spider-Man thing. I don't know, but that one effect, it makes me uncomfortable a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a horrible sculpt. That is not what that should look like.
Okay, because that shit looks like it should be like an effect that comes with like The Boys or something. Not Spider-Man.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
Robert wants to know, but can this Spidey lick up? We don't know.
Ooh.
Dwight was on camera with the Spider-Man, and he was moving the head around with one finger, right? And the lower neck was moving all around, right?
Yeah.
But he never showed what the upper ball joint could do in the head. And from experience with Marvel Legends, with the ball joint at the top of the neck, they don't look up.
No,
or
very
little.
They don't know how to do the joint. They don't know how to do the joint. And so if they're gonna brag like with the one finger posing the head, I've been saying for a decade, put ball pegs in the head, and they keep doing it wrong over and over again to the point where they stop doing it. Now they're bragging about it again in this figure. Did they cut a big notch out of this one too? Did they finally learn how to not do that? Like the arrogance they have in talking about this stuff, and I get it's all corporate BS that they have to say, but it's like, who are you lying to? Like, we all know what you do.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah, I mean, okay. The spooge effect is worth $50 by itself.
Yeah. Would you be considered a sperm donor at that point?
Yeah. But I mean, 12 hands. There's never been a Marvel Legend to come with 12 hands. But I think Iron Fist came with 8.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Iron Fist has come
cool.
with 8
but-
hands. And good.
Well, no, I mean, I shouldn't interrupt, but what do they cost to make? They didn't double the
Cents.
friggin' price.
They cost
A
cents.
few cents, man. Especially if they're using old hand sculpts, which they're probably not, but they will use them again. So
Yep.
no, you don't get to double the price for hands. That's never gonna fly.
But there's more web lines painted on.
Yeah, exactly.
On the palms, you mean the unsculpted web lines that are painted on poorly when we actually get the figure? Those web lines.
Yeah,
Mm.
those. Yeah,
Ooh.
there's more web lines painted on. It's not even sculpted in web lines, which at the $50 price point, you can't tell me they couldn't do it because they did the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man with sculpted web lines last
Yep.
year.
Yeah.
That was just like 2023, maybe. So that's a thing.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
Yeah.
it can be done. It can definitely be done, but that costs them more, and they don't need to do it because look what we're talking about. Everybody bought it. Not everybody, but enough people. They don't have to put effort into anything anymore.
Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater.
I'm the king of the haters. I am supreme hater.
Guys,
But
why are you crying
ahead.
about toys right now?
Exactly. Why are we crying? Because we're spending money on it, and that's what we're doing as a hobby. And to go back to what we were talking about earlier, it's half. It's not expensive. No, it's not expensive. I've got $500 collectibles in my collection. This costs nothing compared to that. But it's not that. It's a whole different product that's not worth $50. I don't care if it's expensive. I care if it's worth what it costs. And I don't understand how people don't get that. Like most people do, but some clearly don't. It makes no sense to me. I don't get it.
But what about the licensing fee? I mean, Disney charges a fee and a royalty for making their characters.
And they're the first people to do it, and Hasbro's the first people to pay it. It's never been done before. Nobody else sells Marvel or Disney product, and nobody's ever had to pay any sort of fees. It's the first time. It's actually a detriment. Hasbro is losing money on the Marvel license, and so it makes sense that they would keep complaining about having it.
Right.
Yeah.
So just looking at this, each one of these web effects to me is worthless, except maybe for the shield, because that's like that's the Marvel versus Capcom thing that he had. Web lines. These web lines are not wired.
Nope.
So they're red
That's
licorice. Yeah, they're worthless. I guess this whole spiderweb shooting thing, you could probably figure a way to use that. If you attached it to a figure.
Well, you have to use that goofy stand. You have to use that stupid little stand to hold it up. That solid white plastic, basically stand. Like,
right.
Everything about this figure is so cheap. Sorry, go ahead. I'll stop interrupting.
No, you can interrupt all you want. I was going to mention the stand, this little stand to hold up the web accessories, but there's not even a stand for the figure. A guy that swings through the city.
Nope.
Now, they haven't really done stands for Spider-Man before. They have for like Black Widow, and they sell stands separately on Hasbro Pulse. But they're asking you to pay twice the regular price for a Marvel Legend for this, and they won't even include a flight stand for him.
Mm-hmm.
That's rough.
Yeah.
You haven't sold me on it yet, but keep talking.
Hey, do you have the Mezco Spider-Man Duarte?
I actually don't. I considered getting it, and it was like, I think it might even still be on sale, but like I saw them for like $95, and I really contemplated on it, and I was like, and I just never did.
So $95 for a Mezco, like them or hate them, they do soft goods, which comes with a hefty price tag in manufacturing.
Yeah.
I'm sure it has half a dozen heads.
Yep.
It probably has the same amount of hands, maybe more. It has light up eyes. It has all kinds of web effects, a web backpack, a giant flight stand, premium packaging. I'm probably leaving a bunch of stuff out, and it's $95.
It's pretty damn good.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no way to look at any line and compare it to the Marvel Legends $50 price point and have it make sense.
And we get that a lot. They're
impossible.
like, oh, well, you'll buy the Mezco Spider-Man or you'll buy the Mafex Spider-Man, and that costs more. It's like, yeah, it's not about the actual price tag. It's about the value you're getting for the money you're spending.
Right.
You
got to give that customer the bang for the buck.
Got to give the customer the bang.
Bang, baby.
For the buck. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a slight break from crying about toys because I want to go to the chat. We got some super chats. This one from Raziel Van Vale. Thank you. Says Anthony should name his line Rival Collectibles Maximum Cyber Ninjas. But seriously, though, Anthony, that was an awesome video covering Spider-Man.
Thank you very much.
No, you do have an awesome video covering this, which is exploded in views. I guess for the toy community it has. It's not like Mr. Beast, but
no,
it's doing really well.
He probably said hurtful things, right, and pissed a few people off. Is that what happened?
Yeah. I mean, I guess basically it was all rational though. It wasn't like I was calling names or saying anything bad.
As long as it's true, it's all that matters.
Well, that's what I say.
See, now we got Blake here. He says, 3POA podcast, since you are buying 5 of these, like you said in our private DM, you can tell us if it can look up.
Oh, shit.
Blake likes to troll. Blake loves to troll. So how about this? So you're in a Facebook group or in the YouTube comments. You give your opinion on it, which is, of course, crying and hating, spewing hate and crying about toys, right? When you give your opinion about it, if you don't like it.
Yes.
And they say, well, if you don't like it, don't buy it. I said, oh, okay. I'm not buying it. I didn't buy it. And then you know what they say? Yes, you did, bro. You bought it. You know you bought it. No, I didn't buy it. In fact, it makes me think that the reason why you're saying I bought it is because you're projecting what you would do onto me because
That's
you have no
exactly what it is.
self-control.
Yeah.
You relate to your own comment. You have no self-control. You are addicted to plastic and you have to buy this. Not everyone's like you, guy saying that. Yeah.
Feel better?
Hey, go ahead.
Do you feel better?
No. I'm still crying about toys, Duarte. Do you feel better?
A little bit.
With your sunglasses.
A little bit. Why are you hating? Aren't you the guy that has like the glasses that do all the fancy bullshit and do like light shows and like throw a parade? You know, actually, you should throw a parade. It should be green and white, right? Fly, Eagles, fly.
Oh, listen, you can't just bring up football on this channel.
Sure, I can.
No one will know what you're talking about.
I just did. Now you get negative. Now you get negative points. Now there's a flag on the field. It's fine.
No one even likes the Eagles. They suck.
It's cool. I love sucking. It's fine.
You know the thing about the Eagles is that people can't. It's not like when you hate the Patriots, you can't be like, "Oh, the Eagles cheated." You know, but the Patriots, you can be like, "Well, the Patriots cheated. They're cheaters. They're cheaters who cheat."
The case, right?
You know?
That's usually the case.
Kato's here. Kato, thank you for the super chat. I wouldn't buy this with someone else's money. I mean, I would.
Damn.
Because I don't hate this figure. It definitely has its issues, and we're going to criticize it. But what I don't like is the value for money in this whole thing.
Honestly, I just feel like from the outside looking in, it feels like, well, hey, if we can get 50 for this, well, then how much can we get for all this? And I feel like it's just an excuse to jack everything up.
And that's what we're talking about. Because that's, and Anthony, you mentioned it in your video. What does this mean for Marvel Legends now? Because Marvel Legends are already 25 and there's very little in the box. And since Kato was just here, I'm gonna repeat something he told me. We were talking in DMs and he said, does that make the rest of Marvel Legends the minimum series? If this is maximum series, are the rest of Marvel Legends minimum series? And I'm like, I mean, yeah, you kind of just hit the nail on the head. And it didn't used to be that way. They used to pack a lot of stuff in.
So
And
this
now-
whole time they were intentionally feeding you like garbage, right? To then give
Right.
you like a little bit something better, but charge you a shit ton for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting that in the comments a lot. They're like, oh, we should
That's
be thankful
wild.
we're finally getting all these accessories, and we don't normally get any of this stuff for the 26, 27, 25, whatever it is. And I'm like, it wasn't a good value then either. Like, it's
Yeah,
not a good
basically.
deal to not get that stuff for that price, so this doesn't make this a good deal. And it's like Ryan said, it's not that the figure is terrible. The figure has a lot of good points, especially compared to the previous Spider-Man that were also the best one ever every time. But you can't separate the figure from the price. If this was a $26 release, we wouldn't be talking about it. There would be no conversation. Everybody would be thrilled. If it was a 30, even $35, I don't think anybody would even care. Like, it has more accessories. It's still not a great value, but it's in line with what we've already been paying. So nobody would give a shit. They'd just buy it. But
Yeah,
$50 brings it to a whole different room. We have to talk about it way differently now because we're comparing it against things that are way better value. Storm Arena, no, they're not out yet, and they could be bad, but not likely. Jada, there's all kinds of different things out there now that compete. And okay, it's not the Marvel license. Okay, that's the argument.
Yeah, I'm sure the Marvel license is 100% royalty. So, that's why this is costing double. That doesn't really make sense.
But it didn't apply to Black Widow. He didn't cost double. So
right. Yeah. And Black Widow, all new tooling. Now people say, well, they couldn't sell Black Widow. I mean, that'll go on clearance. Somebody wants Black Widow. It's like, oh, so you're telling me they're price gouging because this is Spider-Man?
Yeah, that's not how that works. I mean, it does work for the company.
Right.
We shouldn't be accepting that. They can't charge more for characters that are popular. Also, the same people that make the case, Marvel Legends is such a great line because of their roster, because of the depth, the deep cuts, but then also they charge you out the ass for the ones you actually want, like the real ones that you want, not the ones you want to fill a spot with. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah. I mean, what really makes this maximum is one head, four hands, and a bunch of useless webs.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that's worth double? It's not. Maybe listen, by the way, I forgot to preface this. If you like this and you want it, buy it. I don't care. But don't try to convince me that it's a good value. Maybe it's worth it to you, guy that wants it. But you can't convince me it's a good value.
New tooling, bro.
But here's the thing. At one point,
don't complain when the prices go up on everything because you liked this one, even though it wasn't a good value, because that's what's going to happen.
Right. I like that, Duarte, you mentioned new tooling because at some point, every Marvel Legend was new tooling.
Yep.
They weren't double the price. They weren't even $5 more.
No, because you need new tooling to sustain a line. Like, repaints are great. Repaints pay for the new tooling. Everybody knows that. But you have to have enough new tooling to support the line. And you can't use it as a way to double the price. I can't get over the double. It's so... what other line has done that?
I'm really struggling, right, to, like, be Hasbro's defense attorney right now, right? Because I'm really playing devil's advocate here because I got no skin in the game, so this is great. I feel neither way, right? So I'm really sitting here like, well, what if we hired new designers that are actually better and they design this new tooling? They charge, we pay them more, so like it trickles downhill, like I don't know how to fancily say that where it sounds professional and tricks people into paying $50 for that figure. But I'm really struggling here to try to figure out like what you could possibly say that would make sense compared to what we've already seen. Like, literally, you're charging double for an upgraded neck. That's all I've heard you say this entire show. Yeah. That's literally what I sum it up to. It's like just a same figure with a new neck, basically.
And some garbage, useless web accessories. Yeah.
Okay, and some excessive jizz marks. That's fine. Whatever. It's cool. Maybe you could paint them red and make it look like flame jizz or something. I don't know.
Action Figuratorium says Hasbro fired those new designers. And I do want to talk about the design of this figure. By the way, I mean, I also want to reiterate this. If this was a $25 figure without all the useless garbage in the package, you would never hear me complain. I'd be like, this is great. I like this for $25. If this with all the garbage in the package was $35, I'd be like, I'm buying it. I'll probably buy 2, right? But put one on ice and sell it in 2 years to Duarte when he becomes a Spider-Man fan for $120.
Oof.
Yeah. You ready for that? Start saving.
You know what? It's okay. It's totally fine because I'm going to do something special for you. I was going to send you a dumpster, but now I'm going to make sure that it's authentically scented.
Bro, you sent me one.
Yeah? I'm going to send you a new one.
Thank you. I'll take 2.
The maximum version.
Maximum effort. My colon.
Oh my God. Yeah. All right, back to the chat. Justin Booth, thanks for the super chat. He says that Maximum Spider-Man's going skeet, 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 skeet.
All in your pockets.
That's what that big effect is. Something for Anthony here. TLK, Anthony, your honest reviews have saved me hundreds of dollars from bad toys.
Look at that.
That's what they're for. That's what they're for. I'm not here to make people happy and validate their purchases. I'm here to help people enjoy collecting more.
Hold on.
And it seems to be working for the people that actually care.
You're like a real life knight in shining armor.
I am.
Anthony,
That's my job.
Anthony, you review stuff that you don't like?
I do. I review stuff that I don't like and stuff that's
but it's given to you for free though, right?
I wish. I'm
just asking the questions, right? Like people want to know, you know?
No, I mean I know you're not familiar. People who are familiar know I get very, very little free stuff because most companies won't stand behind their product. They're not confident enough.
That's true.
You used to get samples from NECA. They cut you off.
I used to get when they've gone through some issues, it seems lately. The contact I had there just disappeared, which is weird because she was like a long time worker there. She was, I don't know, maybe they had her off. No, I'm just joking. I'm not making any accusations. Nobody sue us. No, she just all of a sudden she's gone. I emailed her and it says this person no longer works at the company. And I contacted the person it said to, and they were like, "Yeah, we're doing different stuff now." And so I never heard back from them. So it's a whole new thing there. And there's all kinds of drama around that company right now too. Yeah. So anyway, I don't get anything from them anymore. I used to get a lot of stuff from them. I mean, most of the stuff I reviewed was review samples, but I was always honest. And that's what I liked about the company. Like they were sending me stuff and some of it, I just said, this is terrible. It's not good. And they were like, well, thanks for the honest reviews. We have other good stuff. We're going to keep sending you stuff and people can decide what they like. But that's not how most companies work. It's not how they work anymore. So, yeah, it's hard to get review samples when you're potentially going to say, don't buy this to your audience. And I do that often. So,
yeah,
hard to do.
It's just crazy to me that you review stuff you don't like because, I mean, reviewing is only supposed to be for fun and making people feel good in their tummies.
Well, that's what's weird about it. Like, if you want reviews, watch reviews. If you want unboxing videos or play with me videos or whatever the hell people do on the internet, I don't know. I barely watch any YouTube. Go watch that. But I'm going to do reviews. And if that's going to hurt your feelings because you bought the thing, oh, well, I don't know what to tell you. You're watching the wrong content.
If you're only if you're only reviewing stuff you like, you're not a reviewer.
You heard it here first.
That's not a reviewer.
That was deep.
If let's say I'm a foodie and I have a column in the newspaper, I'm going to go review restaurants, but I only go to restaurants I know I like. That's not a reviewer.
No, I mean there's some utility there because it might be good stuff, but that's it. Like you're not helping anybody. There's no point. I don't get it.
Right.
Doesn't make sense.
Hal Jordan, ooh, this is going to get me in trouble. Hal Jordan says, but Shark told us we can't have an opinion until we get it in hand. No, you can, actually. You can have an opinion. Absolutely.
And they showed us. We can see the thing.
Yeah.
And it's not like we're deciding if it's going to be perfect or if it's not perfect. That's not what anybody's even talking about. Like people who bought it are going to enjoy the figure. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about if it's a reasonable price and if people should be willing to pay it. You know that based on everything we know already. We have the photos. Unless they're going to swap it out with a whole new figure, it's not worth $50. It can't be. Or everything we know about the toy industry from every other company is wrong, even from Hasbro, because it doesn't line up with their own prices. So it makes no sense.
Right.
You don't have to have it in hand to know that.
And like I said earlier, I've literally been buying Marvel Legends for 24 years now. I kind of know what I'm getting at this point. This is not reinventing the wheel. This is the same type of plastic and construction. This is not going to move like an SH Figuarts or a Mafex.
No.
Maybe some of the joints might have better range here or there. Ace was sending me pictures of his Mafex Spider-Man and comparing it to the pictures that were taken for this, and it looked like it had more range maybe in the crunch.
The hips for sure. The hips suck on Mafex. So yeah, there will be things that are good about it.
Yeah. But I mean, this Spider-Man figure is not a big mystery, and you can have an opinion about it, even if you never have it in hand. Absolutely. Thank you, Hal Jordan. Figure Fight Club is here, member for 7 months. Thank you for the tater chat. He says, but it's sold out. That's a good point.
Oh, can we talk about the
selling out pre-order?
I want to talk about that.
How do you sell out a pre-order? So are they claiming it's a limited quantity? Like, is that what you're saying? Because it's a fucking pre-order.
I don't think they claimed that, and it sold out very quickly on their own website. And there's some conspiracy theories going on about why that is. And
they want to get that FOMO.
Exactly, because as soon as people had a chance to say it's selling out, more people are going to go buy it wherever it's still available. I wonder if that's a coincidence. I wonder
I need to have it.
How many did they actually sell before they were considered sold out on, like you said, a non-limited edition pre-order? That's a very curious thing.
And check this out. So it sells out on Pulse, and then it sells out on Amazon. But then a little time goes by, and it pops back up on Amazon.
Yeah.
And then it sells out again. And then it sells out on Entertainment Earth. But then it's back. It is 100% a marketing tactic.
Yeah.
It is a predatory marketing tactic to create false scarcity and, I better get it now. I better not risk it because it'll be gone. Yeah. This is going to be widely available. It was on Amazon yesterday. It went up on Thursday. It was available I could have pre-ordered it on Amazon yesterday. It was back up on Entertainment Earth. Big Bad sold out. Maybe that's accurate. Maybe they pre-ordered a limited number. But guess what? When they get their order in, they probably ordered double what they sold in pre-orders.
Yeah, it's not limited. That's the thing. It's not a limited run. So, I mean, obviously every run is limited technically. Like, they're not making 1 million of these things. It's 20,000 for Spider-Man, maybe 30. Who knows? They're never going to tell us, but it's a lot. So there's no telling.
Sorry, Rick Jones, it's not even really a conspiracy theory. It's just marketing. This is what they do. And it's not just Hasbro, and it's not just toys. This is a marketing tactic.
Thanks to the internet, this is everything now. It's constantly trying to drive sales. And if they can drive sales by saying, hey, it's selling out here, if you don't go get yours now, you're not going to be able to. People that were on the fence are going to go buy it. So it's definitely a thing that's happening. But the thing that I don't get about it is people were bragging and saying, I hope it sells out. It's like they wanted something that makes them special, to feel special that they got hosed before other people had the chance to get hosed. And it was just the weirdest thing seeing in my comments, I hope it sells out. Why? Do you want it to cost that much? Or do you want them to knock the price down $5 next time to maybe sell out then? Like, people have no self-interest in mind here. Or they're just, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. I've seen so many comments that make zero sense. For the person making the comment, it's the strangest thing.
Taking the selling out as a win is, I don't know why that's a win. I wasn't hoping for it to peg warm. I knew it wouldn't. This was never not going to sell. It's Spider-Man. It's going to sell, right?
Yeah.
I was under no delusion that this thing would be some sort of peg warmer that ended up at Ollie's. That was never going to happen. And I still don't think it will. I think it'll be available. I think you'll be able to easily get it after the pre-order ship It's still coming back in stock. I don't know. We should check Amazon right now. Let's see if it's in stock. Let's see here. Amazon. Amazon.com. Now I have to search Maximum Spider-Man. Maximum Spider-Man. Oh, there it is. Marvel Legends. It might be sold out right now because it's not even popping up. But it keeps coming back. What's that?
Well, it'll stop at some point because they do have a limited number. I mean, technically speaking, they can't. I mean, like, unless they're going to just keep producing, which they could do, but they can't tie up their factories. I mean, in theory, I don't know how their factories are set up, but generally you have to have a limited number so that you can move on to a different product. So they have to stop at some point. But wanting something to sell out that's even questionable is weird. You want something to sell out when it's like shows good faith. Like if they came out with this thing and it was, let's say, $30, which would be a steal compared to standard Legends, and it looks better, and it's a reasonable price, I want that to sell out. I want that to sell out instantly. I want Hasbro to know this is what we want, and this is what you can do to get as many sales as possible. I don't want things to sell out when it's a bad price and a questionable product for that price. It's anti-consumer from the consumer. These people on the internet are driving me nuts.
Yeah, I knew it was going to sell. I don't care that it sold out. It will likely never go on sale. Maybe it'll go in stock on Amazon. Maybe it'll go down a few bucks, but it's not going to be $10 at Ollie's like I've seen people saying online.
How many did you pre-order?
0. I didn't order it. What's
Me
so
neither.
funny?
Don't feel bad.
I don't feel bad. Yeah,
but you review figures, right? So like it's kind of what you do.
Oh, I definitely. If I wasn't going to make a video, which would be how I make my income, I would not have purchased this. I think it looks good. To be clear, it is by far the best Hasbro Spider-Man in terms of looks. Even with all the flaws I pointed out, because it's a $50 figure, I would buy this in a heartbeat if it was a good price. But at this price, I would never buy it if I wasn't reviewing it. And people can say, oh, that's a hypocrisy, that's a cop-out. No, that's my job, which is why Ryan was saying, oh, you review things you don't like? Yes, and things that are too expensive all the time so that I can tell people it's not good and it's too expensive. And then you get the people saying, well, you know what? You'd send a bigger message if you didn't buy it. You think? Do you think Hasbro's keeping track of my 2 sales?
Hell no.
No. But the thousands of people that may see it's a Spider-Man review, it'll probably get 10,000 views in the first couple of days. Maybe even the first day on this kind of figure. So those 10,000 views are going to have more of an impact on Hasbro, on collectors, on anybody than my 2 sales. So yes, I'm going to review it. I hope it's a great figure, but it's going to be overpriced for sure.
Wait a minute.
I hope. Hold on. I hope the people that did order it, I hope they love it. I hope they love it. For their $50, you better love it, right? It better be good.
You might as well. It might as well be great.
Yeah.
Yep. But a great Marvel Legend isn't worth $50.
And I'm not, Duarte, to answer your earlier question, I'm not upset that I didn't order it. I don't think that I'll never have it. I will have it. It'll just be painted slightly different.
It'll be a different blue.
with less junk in the box. You know, I think this will be a $25 to $30 figure with less junk in the box and probably a different paint job. And I'll be fine with that. So
I can see that. But this entire time all I got was, you want to be successful, just post things that are Spider-Man related. It gets you a lot of views. I didn't know that was a secret. So I might have to get that Spider-Man off you for $100.
It does help. It does help. Hey, can I say something, a side note real quick? I just saw in the comments, somebody said I look like their 8th grade teacher. I did teach 8th grade, so that's possible. I could be your 8th grade teacher. There's a decent chance.
That's funny.
That's a pretty specific thing. So maybe.
Did he put you in detention?
No, I was a good teacher, man. I was good. Kids didn't need to go
review your students?
They were listening. No. Yeah, I was just I had like only 10,000, 20,000 subs back then. I wasn't a YouTube phenom that I am now.
Ooh.
I'm being sarcastic. I don't actually think that way.
Matt Hatter's calling me out. He's saying, you don't hope people love it. Laser Pants, you're a liar and a charlatan. That is true. I hope people hate it. Because
Yep.
I'm a hater. I'm a hater
I
myself.
concur. I
Yeah.
concur with the Hatter. He knows.
Yeah. All right.
He knows what time it is.
Tyler Lalone with the member chat. Thank you. He says, I'm still waiting for a comic Spider-Man with sculpted web lines. Exactly.
Keep
So
waiting.
there is a way to make a $50 Spider-Man worth it to me, right? From Marvel Legends, by the way. You can do this figure, but do the sculpted web lines, like Tyler here mentions. You can put in a nice flight stand. You can put in bendy wire webs. Bendy wire web lines, right? You could put in a battle damaged head instead of the horrible unmasked head that they did on this one. You could put in, they put in the cut at the forearm, right? And say, oh, that's a new point of articulation. We all know why they did it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Why did they do it?
So that they can get the full usage out of that buck and be able to use it with other figures and swap out the parts. And come on.
That's right. That's why. Because if you have wrist articulation,
too.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it does. I was just saying, if you have wrist articulation, what do you need forearm articulation for?
Yeah, basically.
That's not for us. That's for Hasbro because they're going to reuse the hell out of this body.
Of course, because it's maximum.
If these were one-off figures, like you said, with the webbing, okay, so maybe they repainted to another Spider-Man, fine. If it was a one-off sculpt that was truly just a Spider-Man figure, I'd be a whole lot more open to it being $50. I still think it better come with immaculate paint and good accessories, like you said. But the fact that it clearly, so obviously is just a new blank body, no way. No way.
Yep. Very true. All right. Displaying model behavior, Dave. Oh my God. I thought that was a message. Hold on. I got to act like a moron now.
Oh, look. The glasses. What do you know?
You shush. Dave displays model behavior with 10 free POA podcast memberships. Thank you so much, Dave. Holy hell. We got 10 free POA podcast memberships. New members, stay tuned for the after show. You are now channel members. We're doing an after show about 15, 20 minutes after this one ends, just for channel members. Thank you so much, Dave, from displaying model behavior. Appreciate you so much. I want to apologize to both of you. I have to do that now. I hope you don't mind, but thank you, Dave. Nope. That's very nice of you. Dave has a great channel, by the way. I know neither of you watch YouTube, but I do, and I love Dave's channel. And by the way, if you're a member of Dave's channel, he goes live every day for members, almost every day for members. It's well worth the whatever it is, $5 probably. I don't know. All right, TJC is here. He says, "Morning, all from the UK." Oh, good morning to you. Cheerio. Yep. That's two guys from the UK. Morning. That's two guys from the UK, Dave and TJC. Thank you. We got Ammo to go with the member chat. He says, man, this sucks. Anthony is finally back, but I'm stuck at work and we're busy. Catch the replay later. Okay, cool. Thanks, Ammo to go. What did I want to talk about next? Well, we can criticize this toy a little bit because this probably will be, let's just say it is the best Marvel Legends Spider-Man at this point, just based on the pictures. That's my opinion that I'm having without having it in my hand. Right?
Sure.
I agree.
Anthony, you sent me some Photoshop pictures here that you made. And this is a complaint or a criticism that you've had of Marvel Legends for a long time. So let's explain what's going on here.
Can you believe Dwight said they pushed the hips out farther in the thing? Can you believe, like, okay, even if that's not what he meant, maybe he just meant they pushed them to the maximum for range. They have to know those hips are like worlds apart, and he made that comment. So, like, even this one, which is better than some lately, is that for that one web accessory? Like, what's happening? Why are they so far apart? His leg
those
should
hips
be
don't
under
lie.
his body. That's nuts that they didn't do that. I don't know if they're trying, like, they don't need to do that. The way they design the hips, you don't need to do that. You don't have to have this giant chunk of plastic in there. It's weird. So yeah, I squished the hips in, and I shaped the legs slightly differently. Like, this was 3 minutes of Photoshop. I didn't like redesign their whole figure, but put the hips closer together. I don't know if, like, you people who do read comics, I look at the pictures because I don't care about the stories as much. But if you've seen comics, how many of the guys in the comics look like that? Have that giant gap between their, like, no, if you have any muscles at all, your thighs are touching. Like, they look so dopey and dorky and unmuscular. Is that a word? That sounds wrong.
It is.
Anyway,
They're
it's
very
crazy that
skinny.
they look like that. Yes, it looks ridiculous. And you squish them together and it looks way better. That one, if you go up, I also raised his shoulders a little bit because his shoulders are still too low. And I raised his shoulders a little bit and shrunk the head just a little bit, and it changes the look entirely.
Yeah.
It's like they should be able to figure this out by now. Like, he looks, to my eye, and as far as I can tell, to anybody who knows comics, it should look way better on the right. And it's tiny changes. Tiny. So, yeah, that's the thing. Like, the hips are so wide. You don't need that. I get this all the time. The hips are like that, and the shoulders are like that for articulation. Why? Why do the shoulders have to be low to articulate? They don't. I know the answer. I've designed toys. They don't. And
Make
the
it
hips
make
don't need to be
sense.
wide either. It makes no sense. It's impossible.
Well, just
It
look
makes
at
no
your Jada Street Fighter figures, which have amazing range in the hips. They don't have the big gigantic crotch gap like that. They don't.
Yep.
They don't have that. And yeah, man, I mean, now that I didn't look at this too close, but yeah, you did make the thighs a little thicker, not so spindly.
Well, the thing is, they have the muscles going the wrong way. They don't get bigger at the knee. Like, that's where the head of the muscle is, but the thigh is tapered. It's like a teardrop upside down.
Yeah.
I mean, with some muscle lumps, but it should be thick at the crotch and then thin at the knee. They did it backwards, so he looks real weird.
Yeah.
It's upside down. I mean, the overall silhouette. Sorry, I keep interrupting you. This is irritating me, this whole situation.
Listen, I'm going to let you cook. You interrupt me all you want, okay? That's what the kids say.
I don't want to be rude.
You're not being rude. I'm going to let
That's
you cook.
subjective.
Yeah, it's subjective. Unlike our opinions. And then you also...
Fact.
And this was shocking because originally I was like, oh, this looks good. And then I'll let you explain it.
Yeah, so Mr. I don't read comics over here. I know what they freaking look like, though. And McFarlane's art, which they didn't say this is McFarlane, but everybody is saying it. And I think it's closer to McFarlane than Bagley or Larson or anybody else.
Well, they're not going to say any artist name.
Right, they can't. But we know. We know. And it's certainly not MVC. People keep saying it's the MVC Spider-Man. No, it's not. It's way too wrong for that. They want to play on that because everybody likes it, but it's not that. So anyway, that face... the oval between the eyes is not a thing, like, ever. It's like in two panels. The eyes have like almost a round web thing between the eyes, and they come together pointy because human eyes are behind there somewhere. So they have to get real close. Hasbro's are miles apart. It looks like one of their old figures where you could park a car between the eyes. So yeah, I squished the eyes over. I reshaped them a little bit. The chin needed to be longer if it's supposed to look like McFarlane's art, which I did. And I shrunk the head. Maybe a little bit too much. It's hard to say for sure. But definitely their head is way too big. If you look at any of the artwork, like the source material, they didn't get it at all. So that's another thing. Like, at $50, you're getting criticized for that.
Well, whether this was going to be intended to be, they called it an early 90s look for Spider-Man. They didn't say Bagley or McFarlane, but whether it was going to be Bagley or McFarlane style, which are really pretty similar when you compare other artists. No, they didn't nail it. And Marvel Legends their heads in general do run large. Not as large as Mezco.
Yeah.
Mezco's heads run really large.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that is true.
And I really think that's a choice because I think Mez kind of when he developed the the Mezco 112 line wanted to have sort of Amigo aesthetic.
I hope not.
Sure, they nailed it because I've been saying that for years.
Yeah.
So if that's what they're going for, they win.
Yeah.
They got it.
And this is coming from someone that loves Mezcos. I mean, most of my cases here are almost all Mezco and Mafex. So, but yeah, I mean, the one on the right looks way better. Your edited version looks way better.
Doesn't that make you mad? Because now,
yeah.
Well, you're not buying it, so it's not going to make you mad.
Yeah.
I hope everybody who bought this looks at this and then they feel a little bit sad because Hasbro screwed up the head sculpt on their Maximum Series Spider-Man.
Listen,
like, how?
They're not going to be sad. They're going to call you a hater and that you're crying. And,
oh yeah, they already told me. They already told me this doesn't look better. The one on the right doesn't look better. They said.
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Duarte, I want your opinion on this Photoshop job.
So, when I first saw this, because I don't remember where I seen this, but I seen it somewhere else. I might have even been on a Facebook page. But when I first saw it, I assumed that Hasbro was making these edits and was showing them off, and I was like, oh, that's good. Like, that looks, like, I'm not a Spider-Man fan, but I know what it looks like and how it should, and if something's too far apart or just aesthetically doesn't look pleasing. So I thought that this was them, like, acknowledging the fans and being like, hey, and now it's like, nah, it's just this guy trying to teach them how to do their job, and I'm like, fuck, there's no hope for Hasbro. Like, this is bad. I'm trying here, Hasbro, but you guys are, like, leaving me with nothing.
Hey, I just want to shout out everyone that's watching right now. We got over 600 people watching, 680, in fact.
I like
645 on YouTube and the rest 35 on X, on Twitter. So thank you guys.
It's because Anthony's Customs here.
No, it's because of me.
I don't know about that.
It's definitely not you, Laser Pants. Definitely.
It's not me. No, you're right. But yeah, please hit the like button, and if you're new here, please subscribe. That would be great. Okay. And that was everything. Yeah. Well, you changed something here.
Oh no, well the reason I sent the one that has the original on the right also is in my videos, I switch between them back and forth so your eyes can actually see quickly what the difference is rather than having to go left and right. So like you probably can't do that on here.
I can't.
So yeah, that one that's useless.
Gotcha.
But to, like, how do you screw up the head? And the bad thing is, someone mentioned, I think it might have been Alfonso, one of my longtime viewers, good friend. He's looking forward to my custom head sale for this Spider-Man. I'm not making custom heads for this. It's painted web lines. Do you know how hard it is to paint web lines? I'm not freaking doing that. I don't have a Tampo machine. So no, if it was sculpted webs, I could do it in a minute. I'm not painting that by hand.
Yeah, but if you had a sculpted, I think if you had sculpted web lines on the head and not the body, that would look off. That would look weird.
No, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, I can't do it. If they did a good body, then I would be all for making a custom head with the eyes fixed. But there's no way I'm painting 1,000 or 500 or whatever heads like this. No, no.
Cuckoo says the web pattern is too tight, and that was another thing they mentioned, that they had painted more web lines than ever on this.
I thought they were talking about the hands. If you're actually talking about that, then they bragged about screwing it up.
Yeah. It does look pretty busy with all the web lines there.
Your Honor, I rest my case. No further questions.
Yeah. All right, back to the chat here. We got I got that one. Oh my God. Damn. We got ammo to go with 10 3POA podcast memberships. My God, man. That's insane. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I wish I could have seen who got these memberships, but please stay tuned for the after show. Ammo to go. Thank you so much for 10 3POA podcast memberships. Thank you. It's kind of ruined because Anthony's just sitting there like,
well, what am I supposed to do? I'm not doing all of that.
You're supposed to do this.
Can you see out of those glasses when they're on?
Yeah.
Even with the lights? That's cool. I need to get some. Oh,
see?
Okay. All right.
Cheater.
Cool. Nice.
I didn't
I
make them.
I couldn't afford sunglasses, so I just spray painted these black from the inside. So I feel like Ray Charles with Stevie Wonder goggles on. You know, I can't see shit. I'm just going off of ear like Daredevil. You know.
You want to see what's really hard to see out of? These.
Oh my god.
These are really hard to see out of. You can see out of them, but it's just a tiny little slit there.
Oh, it forces you to squint the eyes.
All right, I gotta skip forward some super chats here and get to this one. You know, Bobby, you have the link. Thanks for the super chat. He says this show is so much better when Robert Lava is on. Robert Lava
listen.
is...
I don't want to hear shit. I haven't actually tested my theory, but I'm going to prove a point. He said that he's on the show every other week, right? I'm going to go back and see if the other 2 times I went on the show, because this is my 3-peat that I'm on the show and Bobby's not on a Saturday. So I don't know, bro. Like, you could have been on the show, just saying.
He told me he doesn't like you, so...
It's fine. It's okay. I don't like me sometimes, so I don't take that personal. It's okay.
You know who else doesn't like you?
Bobby Vala. And his opinion is supreme. So like, if he doesn't like me, I'm just gonna go fucking live
Would
under a rock.
you shut up
now.
for a second? I'm trying to do something. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time on the show, please welcome the Jersey Maniac. Welcome, Jersey Maniac, to the 3POA for the first time, man. Can you hear us? Can we hear you? I don't know. Let's find out.
Can you hear me? Now there's a laser pants.
I can hear you. Slight delay. But you hit me up. You're like, I want to come on 3POA and give my thoughts on this new Marvel Legends Spider-Man.
Can you hear me?
So I can, but there is a delay. Fuck. We can hear you.
And
Please hold. Your call is very important to us.
I think it's catching up, Jersey Maniac. Maybe not. Are you on an Apple device?
we catching? We good? We good yet? Ah, come on.
He's going through a tunnel.
Am I on what?
Okay, we're gonna give you a minute. In the
I'm gonna
meantime,
move.
okay.
We're through.
I'm gonna move. I'm gonna move.
We get the snow off the satellite dish, you know?
Yeah. You know what's funny is the chat was so excited. Oh man, Jersey Maniac's here, and then connection issues. You know, it happens.
He's here. He was. He might be back. Who knows? Little flyby.
Hey, James Bowen, thanks for becoming a channel member. Appreciate you. Stay tuned for the after show. All right, we're gonna do one tonight. Displaying model behavior. Thanks for the member chat, man. He says, enjoying the discussion, lads. Great insight. Thank you, Dave. And Dave had a great live stream a couple days ago, and it was simply titled "Now I'm Upset," and it was all about this Maximum Spider-Man selling out. And Dave was like,
Gotcha.
it's a marketing tactic, and everyone's freaking out, and they're going to rush to buy it from somewhere else. And then it's back on Amazon, and then it's back on Entertainment Earth, and this will be back again after the pre-order ship, maybe before that. If you really want it, just keep checking, but don't buy it. Okay. B&B Toy says this Maximum Spider-Man is on eBay right now for $80 to $150. That I don't understand.
Are people actually buying it, or is it just listed?
I've seen sold listings for about that. Yeah.
No,
and you know what a lot of that is shill bidding. So someone will list it, and then they have a second account where they will buy it from themselves, but then they'll cancel the sale. Well, eBay just shows it sold. They don't show that that the listing was, the transaction was canceled.
Right.
So that creates the illusion that these are selling for more than they actually really are. And that
100%.
drives the price up. And then this person might have 10 of them. So they'll list it again. Right? And then they'll wait. Oh, someone's like, oh, well, the last time I sold for 80, this one's 85. I better buy it right now.
Yeah. Scumbaggery. That's what it is. It's the same people that return to Amazon the wrong figure and keep this. I don't know. I commented on your post earlier. I don't know if it's in other groups of collectors, but I see it a lot with Marvel Legends. Is the Marvel Legends brand just attracting more scumbags, or is it across the board? Everybody's doing this. There's scumbags everywhere. Because that's like the most rotten thing you can do.
I think it's just an Amazon thing in general. Honestly, I don't even think it's a figure thing. I think it's just an Amazon thing in general, period, because I've gotten stuff from like filament. Like I've ordered filament besides the one that actually got stolen from the fucking front of my house. But I've ordered filament and I've gotten boxes of filament, but inside of it was just plastic pebbles. Like, and it wasn't even like make your own filament pebbles. It was literally like fish tank pebbles just to make the 2.2 pounds of weight. And I'm like, bro, do I have to start opening packages, recording myself live to prove to Amazon? Like, I'm not trying to scam you. I got scammed. Like, you people aren't even checking your returns. It's crazy.
So people are just scumbags everywhere.
Yeah,
I mean,
basically.
there's an entire industry built around Amazon returns. There's, people
Yeah.
buy, they get these like abandoned Bed Bath and Beyonds, and they open up their junk store, right? And it's full of Amazon returns. You can bid on pallets of Amazon returns. Amazon just pallets them up and auctions them off. It's like storage wars, But what Anthony was talking about, he commented on my post on Instagram, and it was this one right here. And I just said, when you order Maximum Spider-Man on Amazon after pre-order ship, because this thing is going to be swapped like crazy.
Oh my God. Yep.
Like, buyer beware when you buy this on Amazon after those pre-orders ship. When this goes back in stock after people have them in hand, you are gambling. You're going to get a Spider-Man with the toothbrush.
Record yourself opening that shit live. Cover your ass right now.
That's the thing. Amazon doesn't care. They don't have time. They just take it back.
Yeah.
All right. Let's try this again. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, kind of, on the 3POA podcast, the Jersey Maniac. Welcome, Jersey Maniac. Everyone.
See, now I'm going to be out a damn cat. He's going to be a pain in the ass the whole time.
I did hear that, cat.
It's still not working?
Not really.
You did hear
Can
the
you
cat.
hear me now?
Good.
Go away.
Go
Better.
Here's the thing, Jersey, you're on like a 10-second delay.
Like, it's all slow. Like, what the fuck, man? This is what happens when you live in an apartment.
Okay, listen. When you hear this, just give us your thoughts on the Spider-Man and go.
The Spider-Man is vastly fucking overpriced. I can't tell if anything is going on. Like, you keep freezing. Now am I moving?
Yes. I'm not sure this is going to work. Oh, I'm so sorry, man.
Forget it. We'll try.
All right. Oh, I feel so bad. Oh, his connection just isn't working out. If he's in an apartment and this is prime time, right? It's 6 o'clock here. It's 9 o'clock where he's at. Everyone's using that internet connection right now. They're Netflixing and YouTubing, and dang, that sucks. That really sucks. I was really looking forward to hearing what he had to say. But if you want to hear what he has to say, he did do a live on Instagram earlier. You can go check out Jersey Maniac on Instagram, rewatch his live. He gives his thoughts on the Maximum Spider-Man and possibly what we would like to see from Maximum series later on. I'll tell you what I'd like to see, a lower price.
Or better figures.
Or better figures, yeah.
I don't have any trouble with the price at all. if the figure's good.
Thank
That's
you.
it.
Yes, that's what I'm
It's
talking
such
about.
a simple thing. It's not $50 is too much for Marvel Legends collectors. I doubt it, because they're buying more than one a year, more than one a month, probably. Just make a better one, and they'll sell, and people will be happy. It's simple.
Tito Man is here, says this dude needs maximum internet. That's funny. But yeah, I mean, listen, I got these cases. Yeah, these cases back here are full of figures that were $50 to $100. They're Mafex, Mezco. I'll pay $50 for a figure. The value's got to be in the box. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah, I know you agree. You like all you buy is $50 figures.
Listen, but that's irrelevant. All right,
You got all that Dio money. That's what it is. You got all that big time Dio making money.
Yeah. I wish that was true. If that was the case, I wouldn't be living in a fucking apartment. All right, let's start there. But
that's a good size apartment, though. You got a big shop in your apartment.
No, honestly, like in a way, I try to look for silver linings and everything, right? So in a way, like I felt like I didn't luck out because I was basically forced out of my previous apartment when I found out my landlord was stealing gas and electric for the better part of 3 years, right? And went the whole court route, everything. The judge was actually like super nice and for the first time was like on my side and not the landlord's, because I had so much evidence, video recordings, audio recordings. Like I had Diddy amount of evidence on this guy. So the judge was like, we're going to give you 3 more months, no rent paid, and you don't owe him any of the back rent. So essentially I ended up tripling what he owed me, but I got pushed out of an apartment where I was paying, almost $900 less than what I'm paying now. Essentially, space-wise wasn't relatively smaller because I had a whole attic above that was 2 rooms, but it wasn't considered anything past storage because there was no bathroom, nothing that you can like live out of there. But it was perfect for me to do my work and have my computer and do all that stuff. So I basically traded off for a separate, a 3rd bedroom for the studio. But then I got that big living room that's like 2 rooms in one, which allowed me to put that 16-foot Dio out. Because otherwise that thing was in my kitchen. I couldn't move. I couldn't open my fridge. I couldn't it was stuck there. You saw the pictures beforehand, but so I do like their space and I take full advantage, obviously, of all the space, but this monthly, it's killing me, man. Like, I hope my parents move soon because once they get out of this state, I am gone. Fuck the armpit of America.
Jersey. Hey, you did make an amazing diorama and you showed it on It's Chad's channel. Do you want to stay for the after show?
I'm down.
Okay, on the after show, let's take a look at that monstrosity that you made.
I'm down.
Okay. In the meantime, let's get through these chats. We got Headcanon here with a massive $20 super chat. Thank you so much. He says they keep telling us that as long as we keep eating shit, eventually they will give us steak. Now they are trying to give us more shit, but calling it steak. When will we learn we are never going to get the steak or even a hamburger?
Right.
I mean, it's worth saying, how is this going to change Marvel Legends? Marvel Legends for like collectors like us was always kind of like the budget line, right? They kind of make every character, but they're affordable. Whether $20 to $25 is the value there, debatable, but they're affordable. $20, $25 is affordable. What does introducing a $50 Marvel Legend where the value isn't there, what does that mean for Marvel Legends going forward?
Nothing good.
Well, they need to sell half as many, and they've already got that much of a group of people who don't care about the quality, so they make more money. I mean, because they're going to do more than half, but they only have to do half to break even. So I don't think it's going to be good because we're going to see more of this. It's the same model that they use for these video games that are free to play, but then they charge you for like skins or whatever, all that kind of thing. They don't care about the regular people. They care about the sharks, the few people who spend all the money. And that's going to be the same thing here. You're going to lose all of the casuals, but you'll still have the internet cool kids buying 10 of these things, and that'll make up for it. So Hasbro doesn't care. It's just going to keep raising the prices, and it'll be fine because they're going to keep buying it.
That's right. So we're going to see that $25 price point start to disappear, right?
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
and in some ways it already is. We already see deluxes like the Phoenix, that was 50. We're seeing, Odin was 60. I mean, you could list them all off. Now Ghost Rider with the motorcycle was 50. That tells me there's no reason why this Spider-Man should have been the same price as a figure that comes with a motorcycle.
Yeah. And I thought that was overpriced, but there's no way this makes sense.
Yeah. And, as the economy's hurting right now, people have less money. Prices on these figures are going up. Less people are going to be buying them. I mean, I don't want to say this is the end of Marvel Legends, but it's going to go through some big changes.
Yeah.
I think it's going to become more niche. Because not just anyone is going to pay that $50 price tag for a regular figure. I even surprised myself by not ordering this thing. I reached the tipping point. I didn't buy it.
I
Okay,
wonder how long it'll be able to go though, because it's not that much better than the regular Spider-Man. But what can they do now to sell another Spider-Man that's a classic one? I don't know. I don't know if they can keep this up. So the maximum line dies maybe sooner rather than later, and then you just have $30, $35 regular Legends.
Or they start listening to you and get the proportioning right, close that thigh gap.
I'd buy that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not going to do it. They could have.
No big intro this time, Jersey.
I don't deserve it. It's going to work this
good.
time, though.
Connection's good, man.
No, it's totally going to. I know. We're good now. So thank you. It was a great intro. Thank you. Thank you. What you guys were saying, though, I'll pay $35 for a good Legend, and I'll do it with a smile. The shit that I opened today, this new X-Men wave, wasn't worth 10. Like, they are so bad. So bad. Don't even buy them, Anthony. No joke. Like, you're going to hate them.
I probably already have them ordered. I had to review something.
Cancel it. Cancel it. I'm telling you, man. It's
so bad.
So bad.
Which X-Men wave are you talking about?
The newest one, the one with genocide they named Nemesis, that's not at all Holocaust, that one.
Okay.
So the Build-A-Figure's cool. The Build-A-Figure is fine. It's not what we wanted. They should have just made the Age of Apocalypse one, and that would have made everybody happy.
Damn it.
So it's so bad. It's really disappointing.
Give us your thoughts on this Maximum Spider-Man. I got to hear what you have to say.
You want like the full thing? You want all of it, man?
I want it all.
You want it all? Okay.
That doesn't sound right, but
you got one of those sexy winks I can have after this from the other show? You got that queued up?
There you go.
Awesome. So, like as previously discussed, a regular Legend is not worth $25. It's not even close, especially without a Build-A-Figure piece. Like, not even remotely close. For them to charge double with the absolute bullshit that they added in here to try to justify the price is just downright criminal. They are going to repaint this. Like, again, people are complaining, why didn't we get the sculpted lines this time? Because that's something everyone's wanted for such a long time. Because they're going to repaint this body over and over again. You can't do that with those lines. Then you can only make Spider-Man. I mean, the accessories are also bad. Like, the head is downright laughable. It is disgusting. The hands, we have those hands. For them to tell me that they made an entirely new Spider-Man here, and for those legs, like, you're telling me they made new legs on that? If they did, then why? Those are regular schmegular fucking Legends legs. The arms are the same, but this is new from the ground up. And then people are saying, oh, well, it's all new. That's why it's $50. Bullshit. Nobody's using that fucking web shield. These long web things over here are going to...
Yep.
Like, there is nothing good. And the eyes are fucked up, too, on top of that. Like, they're not right. The blue is dark because that's how Todd drew it in 1990, whatever. Like, But this thing is going to go for $150 on eBay, I think. and that's sad.
It is.
I
Yeah.
do not believe you didn't buy it though. After claiming credit for us getting this at all,
I know.
right?
That was before they showed the price. So I am on record asking for a premium line of Marvel Legends. I said, give us everything in the package that we could want and charge a premium price. I didn't think they were going to do. I should have known they were going to throw us garbage and charge way too much. I wasn't thinking 50.
Yeah.
That's
You weren't
crazy.
thinking. That's the problem.
And that's my number one problem. I wasn't thinking.
So here's a question then. Is there anyone or anything, any figures that you would buy for 50 if it's something like this?
Mezco on sale.
Who's that?
A Mezco on sale.
Yeah. Oh, I've gotten Mezco figures for $50, but
me too. Those are the best.
Those are the best. I got a Bishop for $50. It was
nice.
Ooh, yeah, I got Destro for 45. I got two of them they got two for 90.
That's fantastic. That's a great figure too. It's like, how did that even ever get that low?
People slept on it, bro. I don't know. I like the G.I. Joe line from Mezco, honestly.
Don't tell Anthony that we like Mezcos though. He'll make fun of the proportions and ruin everyone's good time.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm not sensitive.
Yeah, here's the thing. I don't care. I mean, when someone doesn't like something that I do, I don't get my ass hurt over it. You know,
Nope.
It's like, okay.
He's right. And he's right too about the Mezcos. The proportions are terrible. Like you can't even argue with him. He's right. We like them anyway. It's like that's it.
Listen, real quick, just because we're on that topic, like, yes, I stare at this Power Ranger like all day, every day, hoping that the head was just like a smidge smaller. And then the biggest pet peeve I have is clearly they got the licensing for this, right? So why the hell do the unmasked helmet heads not look like what they're supposed to look like? I never understood. You have the license. There's no reason to.
That's a separate thing. The likeness rights are different than the brand licensing. That's all.
But they did say they had the licensing for the Tommy Oliver head. So that's what I'm trying to figure out what the excuse is for.
Oh, is it just real bad, or does it not look anything like it?
Listen, not for nothing. The White Dragon head sculpt that Bobby did, like that's probably the best likeness of him. Like obviously now, not young, but like right now, that head is like flawless. It's literally him perfectly.
Why is that guy's face so hard to make though? Like there's been so many of them by so many companies. And why are they all so bad then? It's never made sense to me. Because you're right, it shouldn't be.
Me neither. It never made sense. Like it's so bad that I'm considering like resculpting on myself and just making a limited run because it really bothers me.
If you do a good job, I'll buy one. So.
Oh, I'll definitely do a good job.
Make it happen.
But to back up and answer your question, Maniac, is we kind of covered it. But if this had the sculpted web lines and it had the bendy wire webs, right? Like if those webs, if those web lines were bendy and they could hold a pose, they'd be great. But as they are, they're red rope licorice. They're nothing. They're useless.
Because of the 4 and up. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They have to get rid of the goddamn 4 and up. How much more proof do they need that we're the ones buying these? I mean, they know it. They fucking know it. So just do it. Like what is
the thing is, like that whole argument, I don't know that holds water because like if you have something that's a choking hazard, you can sell it as a choking hazard and you just have to put it's a choking hazard 3+, and then you still sell it. So I don't know how they use that argument that they can't do things. That's what the warning sticker is for. You can do them, as far as I know. Now you can't get into all of those laws or regulations without paying. But as much as I've read on it, that's a cop-out. That's not a real thing. And I could be wrong, obviously, but I've never heard anybody make a case that you can't do the thing. Just that you have to put the warning on it.
Hold on. So does anyone know when McFarlane switched to 12 and up? Because I thought it was right when he started using wires in the capes. So that would be the way we figured that out, to see if there is anything to what you're saying, because there definitely might be. Like everything you said made sense. So that might be just a cop-out that I've been using, and I might be entirely wrong.
Well, I don't know. The thing. We've all complained about the gummy weapons from Classified.
Oh yeah.
And we were told from Hasbro that was they can't use certain durometers of plastic for child safety reasons.
Yes.
Guess what? It's bullshit.
Yeah, no shit.
100%.
That's
Yeah,
terrible.
I know they're making stuff up about some of it for sure, so that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Listen, and what were they expecting? Because let's be honest, I'm a parent, but what if I wasn't? I'm probably going to be one of those collectors that's going to be like, well, I don't care. I don't got kids. I want it for me. Fuck the kids. You know what I mean? So, like, that's
Yeah.
still not an excuse,
Right.
It's not. I'll tell you, it must be great to talk to Bobby all the time. Like, he must be such a treasure trove of info as far as when Hasbro spews bullshit. Like,
Yeah. I mean, it's cool. And then everyone tells you that he's lying and he's just saying that because he doesn't like Hasbro. It's like, he doesn't like Hasbro. That's true. But he wouldn't just make shit up because he doesn't like them. That's
yeah, it's just like Anthony, who doesn't like action figures. What the fuck is he even doing here? He doesn't
Right.
even like
I
action
hate 'em.
figures. Why
Wait a minute.
why would he even be
Bobby,
here?
Bobby doesn't like Hasbro? No way. I've
No
never
way.
heard of that. Ever.
No way.
Ever.
I didn't get that impression.
Crazy,
at
right?
all.
I
You're
thought
lying.
He's the biggest Hasbro there is.
Didn't he say he got, like, stocks in it and shit? Yeah, he is, right?
He is a stockholder. Dork Layer series says if people are hoping for huge corporations to become more consumer friendly in the next few years, they are in for a rude awakening. Hasbro is fully on board, and you're 100% right.
Agreed.
You are 100% right.
But the problem is, it's up to us. Stop
It
buying
is.
the shit, and they'll stop making it. These are luxury goods.
Yeah.
Touche.
Just don't buy it. Just don't buy the garbage. They'll make good stuff, or they'll go out of business. They don't have a choice. They're the ones asking us for money.
Or
Don't
they'll
be.
make slightly
Don't
better
get that.
garbage for $50.
No,
And then we
fuck.
won't buy that, and they can go.
Yeah.
They can go out of business. Somebody else will
Yeah.
take over. That
Why won't Mattel take their action figures seriously? Like, I would love to know the answer to that.
I don't know. I was hopeful for their multiverse line before they gave it away,
Oh.
because towards the end they were actually like starting to do better. It was like, okay,
Yeah.
it's growing, it's changing, and then it was like, we're done. And then McFarlane took it, and it's like, no thanks, don't want that.
No thanks. Agreed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, some nice competition, some real competition would help this problem exponentially. So it would be great if we could get some of that, but there's not enough.
There's not. Look, we got Sage LeBron here. Thanks for the super chat. Didn't the Black Widow MCU go for $30 and it brought a bunch of accessories, 4 or 5 explosions, effects plus a stand? You can look it up. I don't have to. I have. Oh,
That wasn't MC. It wasn't an MCU figure, or was it? It wasn't.
No,
right?
no, it was the one that came with this.
Yeah. Oh, that
I
was
had-
MCU. No, you're right. Never mind.
Yeah.
Understood.
So a friend of mine, Scott Hughes, sent me that Black Widow that he picked up at Ollie's, and it had this stand with these explosion effects, and that was originally $35 retail. It was the Scarlett Johansson in the white Black Widow costume, and she had tons of hands and guns and all that stuff, and that was $35. And people say, well, Black Widow didn't sell. That's why they're charging $50 for Spider-Man. To me, that says, okay, they're price gouging for Spider-Man because they know it will sell. So they could sell this Spider-Man for $35, probably with the stand, but they're not, because they know you stupid idiots will just pay the $50.
Yep.
Yeah. So the value's not in the box.
No,
it's not.
I would love them to try more expensive MCU items, because everyone that knows me knows I loathe MCU figures. They are such a waste of time. Nobody buys them. There was no way that Black Widow was going to sell at $35. The Hulk, the Falcon, this cow, garbage, not selling. I don't care if you have it. Are you reaching? Okay, never mind.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Okay.
I will get that Falcon when it hits half price, because it looks just like Steel Brigade.
Fine.
It looks like
yeah.
Steel Brigade with wings with that Steel Brigade helmet they got on it.
Yeah, and any day now it will be half price.
Yeah.
So just like the rest of them, I don't understand. There are MCU figures that are heavily requested. Fine, make them. All the shit that they just randomly make doesn't sell. Like, they're gonna make a Thunderbolts wave, dude. Like,
Oh,
Like, are you serious? Anthony, you can't buy that one either, man. Just don't review
I
it.
don't
Like,
buy
just-
MCU. I don't buy MCU
Oh,
stuff.
good. I like you even more now. So, yeah.
That's it.
Like, how do you make that? How do you
It's
even
got to be a
think for 1
licensing
second-
thing that it's got to be part of their deal. Otherwise,
Yeah, I think it's required.
There's no way they're making money. They have to be losing money on those. So it has to be Disney saying do it, or we're going to pull Marvel.
Do you think it's someone? Do you think it's someone above Jesse Falcon though? Because why would Jesse want to tank his own line? Like that makes no sense.
I think it is.
I don't know where
I think-
Jesse is right now. Jesse's Marvel, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
but
he was-
Well, then
Marvel.
somebody at Disney who owns Marvel, someone above him, yeah, it has to be.
that's
It has to be. Otherwise, it makes no sense.
It's really
I mean,
unfortunate.
that's my take on it.
I mean, he was also the guy that pushed for who's the one with the tiger head from the Nova Corps?
Titus.
Titus. Bobby's always talking about Jesse Falcon made us make Titus. He's like, Titus is cool. And he's like, look, no one bought that wave.
Nope.
No one wanted Titus.
You know, that's the only Build-A-Figure, the comic Build-A-Figure I don't have.
Yeah,
Like,
I believe
and
it.
have never had because I wasn't buying that wave. That wave was awful.
And then Bobby had to push to make Kingpin. Jesse Falcon was telling him, you want to make a fat guy in a suit? And Bobby's like, it's Kingpin. We got to make him. So they did the Build-A-Figure Kingpin, which was a huge hit. You know, that wave was, you know, it's just crazy. That. And guess what else was Jesse? And Jesse, if you see this, you probably won't. I'm not trying to shit on you a lot. A little bit, yes.
Just a little bit.
But guess whose idea that Doomhead with the HasLab Galactus was? That was Jesse. He pushed for that thing. Yeah. Oh,
I got to interview Bobby one day. I got to see what I can get out of him.
He'll probably do it.
I know he will. I asked him at Legion's Con, and then I just haven't got around to asking him, but I will. He said yes. He's a good dude.
Listen, since I saw that Abby had to leave, he's over on Kato's channel right now. I'm not going to act like an asshole. Okay. Just say, Augie, thank you for the 10 3POA podcast memberships. I appreciate you very much. For everyone that's watching this, be sure to check out Kato's channel on the replay because Abby's there right now. And then we got Encountered Culture with the $2 super chat. He says, maximum, or so they say.
Maximum.
I really want them to put minimum series on every other Marvel Legend.
That would be awesome.
Damn.
Can we charge 10 for those though?
No.
Of
Remember
course
the
not.
Army Builders were 15
I do.
and that ended.
Real fast. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thomas goes nostalgic with the 5. Thank you. Deluxe classified figures come with more accessories and a pet and still cheaper than Maximum Spider-Man. This is a no for me.
The
But the
problem is,
license.
problem is they don't need you, Thomas. They
don't. They
No.
don't.
Yep.
They got enough people that will buy anything.
I wish they did. They really do.
And that is the problem.
Yep. I did end up buying one. I do want to review it as well. I got to see it. myself. I know. I deserve it. I'm booing myself. And like I said, as long as you are well aware that you are getting ripped off, I don't have a problem with anybody buying it. And I was well aware. Well aware.
That's what I said. I said, you know, if you're buying this and you know you're getting ripped off and you just admit that, I got no issue with you. But don't try to gaslight me and tell me the value's in that box because it's not.
It's not.
Right.
It's not.
Zekeverse.
Oh.
Zekeverse with the $2. Thank you. Boog thinks 45 is a reasonable price.
Boog doesn't know.
Huh.
Everyone has opinions.
How? Why? All these people have opinions that they can't support. Every person that tried to argue with what I've said, they don't have anything to say. Like, what is your argument? How is 45 good? How is 50 good? How is even 35 good? Someone
So
make an
good.
actual argument at some point.
Because
So far, all we're getting is crappy figures for way too much money.
every
Like,
argument
every time.
Every argument I saw against you was that you don't like action figures. It's like such
Yeah.
an easy go-to with you, so that's what they use. Like, and clearly it's insane.
It's so stupid because I Photoshop them and show you how to make it good. I tell you this is what's wrong and how to make it better. I don't just say I hate everything. Look at my channel. That doesn't get views. Nobody gives a shit about that. I can
Right.
tell you how to do it better. Like it's
Do
just such a weak argument. There's nothing they can say at this point. At the $50 price point, it really drew a line in the sand. If you're supporting that as being a good deal, not if you bought it, if you think that's a good deal, you're the problem. We need to make that clear. Whether you have 1 million
Very
subscribers or 0, I don't care. This is not an acceptable thing. And if you say it is, you're full of shit.
So
And
how much is Mr. Anthony? How much is the Hulk going to be? The maximum.
Oh God!
Oh,
Since this
$98.
worked,
We have a
Hulk's
98.
not. He's nowhere near as popular as Spider-Man. He's going to be more. I mean, using their logic, unless what they're doing is distributing the cost, that this Spider-Man's nowhere near 50, so Hulk will be, and people will be like, okay, well, that's why Spider-Man costs so much, which is a decent strategy, but I don't think they're going to do it. I think they'll hike it up.
They
I
don't
think
typically do.
65,
They don't typically do
70.
the right thing. You think I was going
No.
to say, yeah, they don't typically do the right thing, so they're not going to do that. I'm with you on 75. You want to stick? You pick, Laser Pants, 75 or 80. Get your official wager in now.
Oh God, 80. Shit.
Yeah,
if it's anywhere near that,
I think 75 because
All
I
right.
think they're going to want to go quite a bit more than Spider-Man because they want to set that price for that size figure now.
Yes.
In maximum, I think they're going to go 75, but that's going to be less than Dragon Man. So there has to be a buffer there to justify making it paid a pre-order or whatever the Dragon Man thing is called.
Made
But
to order. Made to
and
order.
Dragon Man was 85, right?
I think so.
that sounds right.
$84.99. Yeah. So yeah, I think Hulk will be 75.
They're gonna make it $79.99 just so that they don't say it's $80.
Well, they're
Telling
going
you.
to creep so high that they have nowhere to go. They can't keep charging too much. I mean, I think Dragon Man's too expensive, but next thing you know, we're going to get like a car with one figure for like $800 or whatever they were trying to do for Engine of Vengeance, and it'll just be the norm, but no one's going to go for that. I mean, there's a limit, especially with your Marvel Legends collectors. I think that even the crazy ones that are all about it, they're going to run out of steam at some point.
They got
I don't
to.
think $100, like anywhere near $100 for a single regular release, I think that's a bridge too far. I don't see how they could keep going unless these people are that unhinged and addicted to crappy action figures. I don't see it.
So I am one of those unhinged ones. So I'll tell you, like, I will vastly overpay for something that I actually really want. Like, if you gave me a box set with the rest of the Serpent Society, whatever, 12 of them are left, and they all looked good, I don't care what they charge, because that's
Well, sure, if
what
they
I
look
want.
good.
Sure, but good. You know what I mean? Like, Legends good. Like, none of them are really that great. So,
Well, but see, you say that, but and you said you bought it, but you know that it's a ripoff. So are you just applying the Spider-Man logic on up to how far is what I'm saying? How you can't go forever.
no.
So
I can't
$100
go
is asking a lot.
Absolutely.
$100.
Absolutely, no question. I was just saying I am indeed one of the unhinged ones that will spend crazy
That's why
money.
I'm asking. I'm actually asking. I'm not being like rhetorical. How far
Okay.
will you go for a Marvel Legends figure you want that's just good enough but ridiculously expensive?
We'll find
Where
out.
you draw the line?
Will tell you. I will tell you
That's
when that line comes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a hard one. I don't know
And-
if Hasbro can gamble that much. Maybe.
Like I want the teams completed so incredibly badly that like I can't even name you a number. And why don't they do that? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, the team
Who
thing's
there
weird.
is like, no, we can't finish any teams. Like, let's just not finish any of them. All right, we'll do this one this year, and then we won't finish another one for 3 years.
They
That's
got to
cool.
string you along, man.
But it's not like that's the thing. If you finish one team, we'll want another one. We don't need to be strung along. Just
Well, how about
have
when
us-
they finish the team, but it's the wrong suit? It's the wrong version of the
that's
character.
always fantastic.
Well,
Is it on
Classic.
purpose, or are they really bad at their job? Like at some point, we have to start wondering how do you keep doing this?
That's a good point.
Well,
They could
I
be.
remember asking Bobby one time about how they picked and researched like the characters they're going to make. So I forget which figure it was, but they got a couple of things wrong. And Bobby's like, Dwight just did a Google image search and pulled up the images. And so the figure that we were talking about, I Google image searched it, and the first picture was the version of the character that Dwight did. And it was it was just, it was off from what it should have been for the team that it was supposed to go to.
So it is incompetence.
Dwight also has to hate us, you know, like us as a community. Like, I guarantee you he hates us.
Well, let me tell you something. I don't know if you saw the video at San Diego when I went into the booth in disguise.
I did not. There's a
okay.
Now you have to send it to me, though. Now I have to see it.
So yeah, it's on the channel. I don't do a lot of videos, mostly live streams. It's easy to find, but
okay.
I go in and I put on this ridiculous wig and glasses, and I go in there. It actually wasn't me. It was this guy Glob Shillman. But I'm talking to Dwight, and we're kind of, I'm being a goofball. Well, the next day I walk in, and I'm talking to Dan Yoon, and he says, "How was Benihana's?" Because at the end of the video, we go to Benihana's, right? You know, Benihana's is great.
Sure.
Yeah, chefs and the flipping egg. And Dan Yoon says, "How was Benihana's?" I said, "It was great." I was like, "Oh, you watched the video? Thanks, man." And then I see Dwight, and he's like this, staring at me. I'm like, "Oh."
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that was good. He was upset with me. But hey, I'm going back this year. Same thing.
Do it again.
Here's what I want to know. Do they know that they need our money? Or like, is it just that they're so comfortable that it doesn't matter, that Hasbro's so big they don't care? Because like, they're selling toys. They should be thankful that we're buying them at all. And I keep hearing, it seems like they believe this, and I hear from some of the Marvel Legends collectors especially, we should be grateful to them. When did that happen? When did the consumer have to be grateful to the luxury goods producer? Is that a thing most people think? Because that's not how it's supposed to work.
No, this is what comes from watching Dan Who videos. Like, because no, of course not. Never.
Pow.
And as far as they should be grateful to us, yes, they fucking should. Dwight should have met you with a goddamn huge grin. Oh, you buy Marvel Legends. You talk about them on YouTube. Thank you, Laser Pants. So nice to meet you. Would you like me to come on your show for an interview? Like, I don't understand why they won't come on with people like us. We're the ones that are going to ask the real questions. They're not going to answer the shit they can't answer. But no, yeah, go on with fucking Dan Who. And, oh, what's your favorite action figure? Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
I don't know the guy, but is that what he sounds like? I've never seen a video.
He doesn't sound like the Lucky Charms leprechaun.
I was going to say.
He's actually English. I went Irish for some reason. He's actually English. So.
Oh, that's funny.
Faith in me, Jeepers, boyo.
You know what I'll tell you? I need to clarify one thing about the whole being thankful. I will be thankful when they give me a good product at a good price. That's the only thing they need to do. It's super simple. Anything short of that, no. Nope.
Right.
That's fair. You guys collect classified other than Anthony, right? Do you guys collect classified?
I got some.
Yep.
So I got Heavy Duty today from Canada, $34.99. It's pretty good. I got no real complaints.
He's the one with the big giant guns that he wears.
Big, yeah. So it's like a statue because that's really the only pose he can hit when he's wearing that thing. But it looks great. It's a great looking statue. So I mean, it does its job.
All right.
So I feel like we get quality shit from Classified more often than not, and with the rest of their lines, it's the opposite. We're lucky to get a good Legend. We're lucky to get a good Black Series figure.
I've said before, Classified is Hasbro's best line because you get the most for your dollar. There's the most value in the package. People say that's because they don't have the licensing. But there's things you can do with Legends and Black Series to put more value in the box that wouldn't cost you a lot of money. Like articulation. You could swap out the Spider-Man instead of the reverse ab crunch. Put that ball joint at the waist. That's the first step. That's not extra money. That's the same amount of parts.
Yep.
That's not extra.
Half of my reviews are things that they could do that don't cost more. You have to sculpt a new head. Sculpt it correctly. It's simple. You have to build a new body with a whole new system of articulation. Put the shoulders where they belong. They don't come out down here. They go up here. The legs, don't sculpt it so that they're all the way out here. Like these don't cost money. It's just decisions. Maybe they're not hiring good sculptors. I know a lot of the sculptors, or at least a couple of the sculptors, are really talented. So it makes me think it's the people telling them what to make. That doesn't cost money. I don't care. You know what? Take all the accessories out. That costs some money. Just sculpt it correctly. New body, make it good. That's it.
Why don't people listen to you? Like, I just don't get it.
I don't know. Because he's a hater. He's a hater.
Such a hater. What a dick.
They would rather listen to people who get paid or compensated or friendly or whatever else, which is like the exact opposite of the type of person you want to get your information from.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Yep. I could not
Not
agree with
all
that
of them,
more.
but
They just want
it's
listen, here's what it is. They just want that dopamine hit when they buy something.
yeah.
They get that dopamine hit, and you are ruining that dopamine hit for them by telling them that wasn't probably a great purchase you just made.
It's fucked
But you know
up.
what? Buy something different that's better. Then you get the dopamine hit and you don't feel like an asshole afterwards. You can get to keep enjoying the thing. Like, buy something that's good, and then you'll get the dopamine and enjoy it.
They prefer to lie to themselves and call you a hater.
Yeah. I'm swearing a lot. I don't swear on my channel. Anybody who's not familiar with my channel, I'm very PG-13. I know you guys are worried about that, but I'm swearing on this channel because they bring out the worst in me.
We're toxic. Hey, I played with LP's hair is here. Thanks for the member chat. Duarte, which one do you prefer? Just tell me, is it Duarte or Duarte?
I don't know if I should tell you the truth and just let you keep pondering and going back and forth. I enjoy the ping pong show you put on, you know?
Oh, God.
Bro, I'll tell you this thing. Listen, I know you didn't tune in yesterday during Avi's feed, right? Because you were taking 6 hours to do your wig and shit. I understand. I get that. But let me refresh you really quick.
I was at the barber, not the weave man.
The hairdresser. It's fine. You don't listen. You don't go to a barber. You go to a hairdresser. You got luscious.
I go to a little old Filipino barber man, and he does a great job.
His nationality wasn't even important, but you made it a thing. That's fine. Okay,
hey, so
cool.
does every comic book and movie nowadays. So
do you call him Barber Man when you go?
His name is Arsenio.
Oh my God.
I'm not even joking.
Some of the shit you make up, I swear.
I'm not making it up. I play with LP's hair. It says, Duarte, what kind of tables do you use for dios? I'm thinking of building a dio play fort. Sent LP a photo for inspiration. Where?
It's kind of a loaded question. It really depends, right? Like, you know, the base itself is always going to be foam, but like, you know, as far as what table I use under it, I mean, you could use a fold-out table. You could use your dinner table. You could use, I mean, any table you really want to use. If I'm making something specific, then I'm going to do something sturdy, you know, like out of wood or something of that sort. But I'm still going to make it collapsible because, you know, people like me who don't live in a big place, modularity is a very important thing. So, you know, we try to make it break down. But if it's something like that where it requires structure, I would encourage, you know, like using wood. It's probably the more user-friendly material too.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I can't pull up that picture right now. I have a big packing table in my garage. That's what I use.
That sounds pretty sturdy.
It is. It's heavy duty. Alton Kane. Alton, thanks for the member chat. Or he became a YouTube member. Thanks, man. Stay tuned for the after show. 206 Toys is here. What's up, Brandon? Speaking of packing table, I got it from him because he worked at a place and I got it at cost. It was awesome.
Nice.
He says, I really wanted this to be 35 to 45. However, something deep down was telling me it was going to be 50 to 60. Sad beans. Yeah. And by the way, guys, follow Yakface. He mostly covers Black Series, but he also will wander into Marvel Legends and classified territory. And the guy has the leaks. He has the info. He leaked the $50 price tag, I think the same day as the live stream when they announced it. So I've known it was going to be 50 this whole time. So there it is.
He's the one who told me.
Yep.
So, yep.
Thank you, Brandon. Articulated Ninja. He's been putting out some Maximum Spider-Man videos. He's been ruffling some feathers. Thank you, Ninja. He says, "Man, this is a group I wouldn't want to argue against."
No, you would not.
I'm
Here's
nice.
the thing. What? Good.
I'm nice. I don't start problems with nobody.
When you see Ninja's videos, when he takes someone down, you don't want to be that guy. You don't want Ninja to do a takedown video of you. Thanks, Ninja.
Speaking of takedown videos, where are we at with Shartimus? Is the feud over or is it still going?
With me?
Yeah, with you.
Well, he hasn't groveled with an apology, so
it's ongoing.
yeah.
Beef on.
Who holds a grudge quite like you, though? Like your feuds go on forever. Like we're talking, like Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant length. They just go. It's so awesome to watch. It really is.
If you copyright strike my channel, or if you call me a racist to your tens of thousands of Instagram followers, I will hold the grudge forever, or
Fair
until
enough.
you die.
Fair enough.
That's not even a grudge at that point. That's called accountability.
Yeah, that's true.
Accountability. Look at him over here pronouncing words most people have no idea what they are.
You can tell he's a school teacher. Yeah.
He's a
accountability. Yeah, sorry, sir. My dog ate my homework.
All right. Where are we at here? We got Sudahuba. I'm really digging LP, Anthony C, and Duarte tonight. This needs to happen again. Great job, gentlemen. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Dick.
Thank you, sir.
He said that before you were here.
Oh, okay. I take it back.
Yeah,
Sorry.
come on.
Sorry.
And then also Sudahuba sent 5 3POA podcast memberships. Thank you for that. Ramen Toy, Ace is here. The quality of face sculpts comes from those who care. It's true.
Yep.
If you care about what you're making, if you're passionate about it, that will come across in your work.
How'd they get the head wrong on the Spider-Man? I can't get over it. I know we kind of moved away from that, but I can't get over how bad they screwed that head up.
They don't hire fans and they outsource jobs. And so I can't speak for the sculptors, but maybe they're just doing a job and they don't care.
What's interesting about that too is nobody takes credit for the bad ones.
Right.
Like it was Renee Aldretti or someone who made the Spider-Man. Am I right with that, Anthony? Was it him?
I don't know. I haven't followed those guys in a while. I know him and Paul Harding, that they do a lot of the work.
Yes. So one of them claimed credit for the figure and purposely left off. Like he was listing all the parts that he made. Not that Peter Parker head.
That was in-house then, I bet.
I don't know. It could also be Paul. It could absolutely be a Paul Harding fuck up or whatever you want to call it. But
yeah, could be.
I mean,
I wasn't even talking about that head. I forgot how bad that one was. I was just talking about the goofy eyes.
Oh, you're talking about that? Oh, okay. Yeah, the eyes are terrible too. So
I erased that Peter Parker head from my memory. I forgot how terrible that. Who's going to use that? Like that's not a real thing.
Nobody. Like, look at it. Oh, my God.
It looks like Ant-Man. Tell me that doesn't look like the Ant-Man face with the big goofy eyes and the pedophile rapist-looking thing going on. Like, what is that?
It looks sus. Like, yeah. He's looking at you through the bushes, this guy right here.
That guy drives a white van. That's for sure.
Does.
Oh, bad. Oh, my God. All right, take it off the screen, please.
All right.
I was talking about just the bad Spider-Man eyes. I wasn't even going that far. How do you screw up Spider-Man eyes on your Maximum Spider-Man?
I don't know. I
It's a smooth head with just a little bit of an eye on there.
And I also think they're in a rush, so I don't think they have a lot of time to give notes and change things. You
don't. Who is sculpting for Hasbro Marvel Legends, and they need notes on Spider-Man eyes? You don't need notes for that. You shouldn't need notes for that.
It's a great question.
It is.
So Classified definitely has an in-house sculptor, but I've never heard of one for Legends.
No, they laid him off.
No, they did.
That was the guy with the black fingernails.
No. They have another one who they won't tell us who he is. He wants to remain in the shadows and doesn't want us to know his name.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Lenny told me that one personally, so that one's as true as it comes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Matt Hatter says, I was gifted a membership. That happens sometimes. Yeah. I subscribe to my own channel. And then he sent a stupid super chat. Thank you, I guess, Matt Hatter. Use this $5 to member sub to your own channel for the next 5 months. I should unsubscribe so someone else gets that gifted membership when it happens. I should do that. But I need 7,000 subs and we're almost there. Please subscribe and hit the like button. Nico's here. Nico, thanks for the member chat. He says, just wait for Maximum Hulk 100 to 120.
Come on, man.
Ooh,
Come on.
ooh, I can't wait for the shitstorm that would cause.
I'm ready for it. I'm ready.
I mean,
it myself.
honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be that surprised if it was $100. I wouldn't.
Either.
Yeah.
I just want to make a video about it, so I hope it's 200. I don't care. I only do it for the clicks. I was told that, by the way. I only do this for the clicks.
Totally.
Oh, God.
When YouTube is your job, you're doing it for the clicks.
I mean, technically, but that's not why I'm doing it.
Right.
That's how I make money, but I'm not doing it for the clicks. I could lie and get way more clicks. That's not what I do. It's clear. It's obvious.
You can say, pow, look at this Spider-Man here. That's a horrible British accent.
The accents tonight, I have to say, are confusing. Very confusing.
They're not good.
Not even a little bit.
I didn't even know that was supposed to be British.
It somehow just went to Irish. I don't know what happened. Sorry.
Deskull with the member chat. Holy shit, I managed to catch a live for once. Hey, everyone. Hey, Deskull. How you doing, man?
What's up, buddy?
Thomas Flood with the member chat. Thank you. So what do we do? How do we fix this? Ball games, concerts. I pay $14 for one beer because I got to have one. Just draw a line in the sand. How does Needle move? Well, no one has to have an action figure. So I think you just have to pick and choose. And I mean, it's a cliche, but you really do vote with your wallet. And unfortunately, there's enough people that are voting against you with their wallet that you probably can't change it.
Can we talk about that? Can we talk about voting with wallets for a little bit?
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
That's an excellent topic. But hold on, sir, with the fantastic beard. How do you say your name? Is it Duarte?
So it's both, honestly. I go by both, but it rolls off the tongue better as Duarte. Everybody says Duarte. I grew up on Duarte. All the homies back on the block and in high school and all that stuff called it that way. Broken down phonetically, which is why I used it for my logo. It's broken down as do art, which is what I do. I do art, right?
I'll call you. No, dude, do art.
But whichever, I'm good with either or. Duarte, Duarte, however or whatever you want to do. I don't get offended.
You now have 3,664 followers on Instagram. I like you. I like you enough for that already.
Awesome.
Okay. So voting with our wallets. So the phrase "don't like it, don't buy it" just pisses me off to no end. When it comes to Mythic Legions, when it comes to Valaverse, we are the direct customers. If we did not like it and did not buy it, they would feel it. Hasbro is selling to Walmart, to Target, to Amazon, to Big Bad. They already have their money. So when we vote with our wallet at Walmart, what good does it really do?
Because if Walmart stops carrying it, then Hasbro loses. So if we don't buy it from Walmart, it's harder, but it'll have the same effect if enough.
It'll take longer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but how then do we win that? Does Hasbro going out of business really benefit us?
No, because they won't let themselves go out of business. They'll do what they have to do to make money. So if we get them, hey, Walmart's not carrying you anymore, GameStop's not carrying you anymore, make something we want to buy.
So now a lot of Marvel Legends waves are not hitting mass retail. Target's not taking them, Walmart's not taking them. Every fifth Walmart has G.I. Joes now. They're very rare. Target will get a wave, skip a wave, get a wave. They're already ordering less and nothing is really changing.
Not yet, but let them keep ordering less, then let it go down to Hasbro Pulse. I mean, it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen ever because there's enough people that don't spend money wisely that make the same bad decisions of spending their money unwisely on toys. So it's not going to work anyway. At this point, it's too far gone. But let's say it does work because in concept it can. It's just going to take time. It's going to take way too much time for us, but maybe by the time our kids are doing it, maybe they don't have to buy crappy Spider-Man figures for $50.
I think what would really help, and I might not, but it might. I want more of us and less of the shills.
Well, yeah.
I really do think if less people were watching your Dan Who's, your MCU collectors that are just taking a fucking piece of shit. Oh, this is great. Look at it. It's great. It's arm moves. Like there's nothing to it. There's no reasons. Like you'll break down a figure that's shitty for 4 hours and like they're just, oh, it's great. That's why this really false sense of positivity and like exists. It's because these people are out there really spreading it. And then these are the people that get the interviews. So this is what we really do have to try to fight to change if humanly possible. That's the change I would love. I would pay $200 just to see Anthony interview Dwight. Like
that would be amazing.
Love it would be the greatest thing I've ever seen because I know that I would get information that I actually want. I would love to see you interview Mr. Stevie, one of the Black Series guys. I don't care. Give me someone like you that's going to ask intelligent questions that matter. Like that matter. Why is that asking too much? To have the interviews matter.
It's corporate culture. It's the
They don't want that. They don't want that. They want the people that just say yes.
But why? Again, like it's not like no positive change happens with that. Like I get it. Yes, it's corporate bullshit, but still nothing changes. Nothing happens.
They'd rather manipulate you to buy what they'll give you than give you what you want so you'll buy it.
Yeah. I think the better solution then here, since you're right, the whole don't like it, don't buy it doesn't really work. It works in theory, right?
Obviously, in theory, but
practically it doesn't work. Most likely.
It does.
Our best bet is indie companies taking over. And then they're not going to have enough people left to buy the garbage stuff. But you don't have the license. You're not going to get an indie Spider-Man. I mean, unless it's third party. And
unless it's CT Toys.
Yeah, well, knockoffs are a whole separate thing. Third party, I can at least understand a little bit, but you're not going to get that. But you have things like Bobby putting out his stuff. I'll have something eventually. All like third or independent companies are just sprouting like weeds these days. That might be enough. That might eventually get Hasbro to wake up and do something different because their customers are buying other things. But you still have to do that. You have to change that customer. I don't think you're going to get to do that. I don't think any of these strategies is ever going to change the group of people that are causing the problem. If it would, they wouldn't be doing it in the first place.
Again, I would just love a mass exodus away from the shills. Like they're doing the hobby just such an incredible disservice.
Well, you know what they would say is they would say, well, Hasbro's not paying us. And they'll even say Hasbro's not giving us free stuff. Both of those things are probably true. I don't know. But you know what they are getting? They're getting access. Yeah. They're getting access to, the team members that I guess have become celebrities, very low level celebrities, right? They get access to them. They get invited to the Hasbro breakfast at I think New York Comic Con. They do it. They get that kind of stuff. They get on the email list where they get the promo shots and all that. That's what they're doing it for. It's not even really about money. It is to a certain extent because you get clicks and you get ad revenue and all that, which honestly isn't much. But they get the clout. They get to feel like the big shot because they're talking to Dan Yoon.
And I think they're this big, like they feel like a big shot. And I look at them and I'm like, you fucking turd.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
like George Lucas in that I think it was him and Seth Green, that Robot Chicken thing where George Lucas is all pissed off and he's getting mad and he just looks at him. He goes, "I will squash you like a bug."
Yeah.
I will squash you like a bug. Sci-Fi George with the super chat. He says, "Nice. They put Giant Man spoof FX in a Spider-Man box. They made a white suit Black Widow with big explosive FX and a flight stand for $30 to $35.
They sure did.
Yep.
But a long time ago now. Like that was like what year did that Black Widow even come out now?
2021? 20, yeah.
Yeah. That's like forever ago.
Actually, I think the figure came out 2020 because they had to delay the movie, and those figures were out like a year in advance.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
But this is the Ollie's pickup that a friend sent me. So just for the stand and the explosions. Zakanen with the super chat. He says, for Arsenio. I'm going to show him this. He doesn't know I have a YouTube channel. I'm going to show him this. Look at this. This guy sent $6.
You got to tip him that $6 now.
Yeah. Blunt Force Honesty became a channel member. Thank you.
Very
Robert's
nice.
Infinite Realms with the $2. Thank you. Max Greed Destroyer was all new and in 2-pack. Just saying. Max Greed. Oh, Destroyer and Thor, the 2-pack. Yeah, that was $50.
Oh, yeah. And that Thor was so bad. That's one of the worst legends they ever put out.
And Destroyer was all new sculpt. It's all new tooling.
Yeah.
all new
All new tooling. Yeah.
Uh,
Until they reuse it. Yeah.
Robert Diaz with the 5. Thank you. Target has the Harry Potter Potions Lab set for $25 on clearance. If you put 2 side by side it with all the potions, it looks great for Mythic Legions.
That is not a bad idea. I support that one, Robert.
All right. I don't know what that is, but maybe I'll look into it. Thank you, Robert. Blake with the member chat. Thank you, Blake. LP, are you coming to your members live now? No. When this ends, I'm getting through all the chats, and you're slowing me down, Blake. Thanks for the member chat. I played with LP Sarah with the $2. Thank you. I went to Ollie's today, and they still didn't have any Marvel Legends.
What? Where the fuck is your Ollie's? What is that?
Ollie's, I saw somewhere that they're Ollie's like made all their legends half price, so they went from 10 to 5.
I was gonna say, how do you liquidate liquidation? Like, where does it go now?
99-cent bin.
God.
Desco, the $2. Thank you. Look at me not spending money wisely. I know. You get nothing for this. Jason Newton, thank you for the $10 super chat. Is Jada Street Fighter going up $5? Just the deluxe, right? The bigger ones.
Just
as far as we know, yeah.
Yeah.
And they've said that for quite some time. They said the bigger figures in the line will have to have a higher price point, right? So
Makes
that's
sense.
30. I'm glad it's not 35. So $30 for Sagat, $30 for Blanca, probably $30 for T-Hawk and Sagat or
Vega.
the big Russian.
Zangief, yeah, or Zangief, however
yeah.
you say it. Yeah, Vega's $30 too, though. Which is
Did you call them Big Russia? Is that what you call them?
He
Big
did.
Russian.
Yeah, I wish that they would just hurry up and finish. Like, I don't know why it is taking so long to get. Like, how many are there? Like 14, 15 guys? Like, why is this taking so long? Just make them and put them out. Move on to something else.
Yeah, Jada's a very small company, and I think they're still family owned. And that's and all the figures are all new tooling, guys, and they're not $50.
And they're a company that makes metal cars. They make die-cast cars, and they're making better action figures than Hasbro. Like, that's what Jada did. Like, obviously they've done other things too, but they're a metal car company.
Yep.
And they're making better action figures than Hasbro.
You can tell the people making Street Fighter figures like action figures.
Yep. It's pretty embarrassing. If I were Hasbro, I'd be embarrassed. I'm sure they're not.
Don't care.
They should be.
They don't care.
They probably don't care. You're probably right.
Suka with the member chat. Thank you. They literally said if we made exactly what you wanted the first time, you'd have no reason to keep buying product. The game is rigged.
Gross. Gross.
Who said that? Dwight or Dan Yoon or Ryan Ting? Or who said that? I want to know. Bro guy Jesse, thanks for the 5. Why? Because this is the same company that sent the Pinkerton Detective Agency to harass a customer. That is a wild story, too.
It really is.
Grizzly Nightmare 80, thanks for the 5. Chris Cox came from Microsoft and doesn't give a crap about toys. He wants Hasbro to be a license holder company and focus on crappy app games.
They'll fail so miserably with that. Like, I almost hope they do it.
And they're going to move to Boston. They're shipping up to Boston.
That's another terrible idea. All those people live in Rhode Island. Like, why would you move? It's so stupid.
Bobby called it. He's like, it's because then they can lay off without having to lay off. No
Right, and they
severance,
can hire cheaper people.
no severance, no bad press. Oh, you can't go? All right, well, I guess you quit.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah.
Bullshit. We could lose some good people that way, though. That'd be terrible. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you're right. And then you know what they'll do? They'll outsource, right? They'll outsource the sculptors, and which they're already doing, because guess what? They don't have to give them medical or any benefits, which saves them a ton, because that's your salary again that your company is paying you.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Ultramagnetic Lion, thanks for the 5. McFarlane has done a couple of Spideys better than Marvel Legends ever could with his statues. He just needs the license to articulate them.
Oh.
So
he articulated his Batman figures pretty damn well, didn't he?
Speaking of McFarlane, what do you fine gentlemen think of the rumors that Mr. McFarlane has lost the DC license and that Hasbro has claimed it?
Is this a new rumor?
Not really. It's a pretty old rumor.
Bobby had a source that said Hasbro pitched for the DC license.
Yeah.
Not that they actually got it.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And he also said that it's probably something that Hasbro does every time that license comes up for bid.
I would hope so.
Yeah. I think as much as we're crapping on Hasbro right now, I think I would prefer Hasbro do DC than McFarlane. Because I don't like McFarlane figures at all.
100%. I mean, I think anyone really in their right mind would prefer that.
McFarlane has his diehard fans.
Why? I'm not sure why.
The figures are too big. They got wonky
They're
articulation.
gangly, like they're so gangly. And you want to talk proportions?
Yeah,
so Mezco has giant heads. McFarlane's have giant legs. Like they are awful.
Yeah,
they're so awful. And little teeny short arms,
and teeny heads usually.
And teeny heads.
Okay,
the problem I think is that the Mezco ones, they do it on purpose. And Todd's company is just inept. Yeah. I mean, because Todd, every once in a while, you get one that's actually really good. You find me a Mezco without a giant head. You do it.
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look at all the ones I have. I'm gonna really, really stare for a while too. But you're right, though. Like a McFarlane that I can think of that's really good was the Azrael Batman. Like that one's pretty perfect.
That one's good.
That's why I know, Ryan, you got to move on. Let me just say one thing about the McFarlane thing. Most of their figures are so disgustingly bad that I agree with you about that. But they do new sculpts on a regular basis, and sometimes they're really good, and all they need is a little bit of paint. How many Hasbro figures are really good that just need a little bit of paint for their Marvel line?
I think Todd is happy just to break even. I mean, even operate at a loss. That's what it seems to me that he has to be doing. Like he can't be making Hasbro money. It's just not possible.
I don't know. Todd's crazy, if you ask me.
He's crazy.
I don't know.
He's definitely crazy.
He's a madman. Yep.
Yes.
And Dan, who was a British street human, says Rocky Austin. Got that one. Suda Huba with the 5. Thank you. It might be the bourbon talking, but I'm pissed off that I didn't get glasses and music for my gifted memberships. We do that for 10 memberships. I'll tell you what. You gave 5. Thank you, Suda Huba, so much. There you go. A little bit. You get a little bit. KJ Smith, member for 16 months. Thank you so much. Ayo, no capping for Reels LP. Big mad. He ain't getting no skibbity goated Hasbro freebies.
That was a mouthful.
That was.
I understand.
You did a good job reading that, though. That was good.
Yeah.
Thanks, KJ. I appreciate you. All right, guys. Ready to wrap this up? I'll take that as a yes. Thank you so much. Links to Anthony's and Duarte's channels down below. I didn't put jerseys there, but you're on Instagram.
Just find me on Instagram. I don't have time to be making these YouTubes like you folks. I don't know how you guys do it. There's so much work. Just follow me on Instagram. Jersey Maniac Collector.
There you go. And I know Zakanan will drop the link in the chat. Channel members, stay tuned for the after show. I guess that's all I got. Who wants to sign us out? Duarte.
Why is it always got to be me? All right, I'm just going to do the usual. Everyone, keep your panties dry, your dreams wet, hugs not drugs.